and bells they are ringing.
Got the band they are ringing.
Yeah, the band is marching.
Yeah, the band is
Marching, marching, I beat down to see and true. To pay for my sins on you. Love come save me, love come save me soon. Yeah, love come save me soon.
the band is
Love come
got the
save
band
me
is
soon.
marching.
Love come save me, love come save me soon. Soon.
Live from the Pengrowth Saddledome, it's the National Lacrosse League on Shaw. The Calgary Roughnecks meeting up tonight with the Portland Lumberjacks in exciting National Lacrosse League play. Pleasant good evening, everyone. This is Mark Stephen along with Mario Vitari. And Mario, first of all, good evening, and let's talk about the Roughnecks. They're back home, a big win in San Jose last night, so little time to savor it. They've got to get right back on against this Portland team, equally desperate for a win.
Absolutely right. Yesterday was a big win for Calgary. They can't enjoy it at all. They got to win tonight to get back to 500, and Portland is in worse shape. They got to win to even get a win for this year. So it's nice to see such closeness at the beginning of the year.
Well, and that's just the reality. We're at the quarter point. This is a quick season, so both teams a lot of pressure to win here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. If I don't want to be Portland going in 0-3 next week, for sure.
All right, that's their issue, but let's talk a little bit about them. They are maybe the biggest team in the league, and you've selected one of their biggest players to watch and keep your eye on here tonight.
Right, I selected Peter Morgan. He's a very large forward. He's 6'6". He's very hard to defend against. He can score from anywhere. A lot of times he scores right over top of players' heads.
I would bet so, with that kind of size and that kind of reach, and he'd be trying to score on a guy that's been in the net for virtually the entire length and breadth of the first 3 games, Steve Dietrich, a guy that you think is going to be key again tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at Steve today, Steve Dietrich. He's got to play well. In the first 3 games, he's kind of faded in the third and fourth quarter. I want to see if he can hang on and stop some of those tight ones from going in.
Well, we'll see how he does there. Obviously a big confidence boost for the Roughnecks last night, though, winning, because I'm sure it was a little rattled losing the way they did and knowing the pressure, so I'm sure they have a wave of confidence behind them tonight.
Yeah, they better have a wave of confidence if they want to win this game for sure.
All right. Well, that's the word here. Let's check in with Barry Strader, who has a special guest, a key from last night's game, Jeff Shattler.
Thanks very much, Jeff Shattler, with 4 goals and 4 assists in last night's win in San Jose. How big of a victory was that, considering the 0-2 start to the season, Jeff?
Well, I think it's just a kickstart to our season. Like our team's molding now. Our team's coming together. We're starting to hit 4th gear, so I don't think we're barely there yet, but our team's starting to come together. We're starting to believe in one another, and I think that's great for our team.
You didn't get back to Calgary until about 1:30 this afternoon after last night's game. How much will fatigue be a factor for your team tonight?
Well, we run all week. We run 3 times a week. We run as much as we can. We're trying to be the best shaped team in the league, so I don't think that's going to be a factor tonight.
Portland comes in here 0-2. They're going to be hungry for a win. Obviously, they're going to come out after you guys tonight early.
Definitely. We were 0-2 going into San Jose, and we were hungry. We needed that win to kickstart our season. We got it, but we just can't let them get the lead on us, and we can't give up.
Thanks, Jeff. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now let's go back upstairs to Mario and Mark.
The thoughts of the lacrosse community throughout Canada are with the Burnaby Minor Lacrosse Association today. Mr. Lacrosse, Jack Crosby, the heart and soul of the association, had been the head of the association in Burnaby and had coached with and against many of the players on the floor tonight, passing away at the age of 66.
You're watching the McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centre has 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast. The Rolls-Royce Phantom is noted for luxury and refinement. Available for weddings, anniversaries, and events. Only at zrlimo.com.
Did you know with today's low rates you may be paying hundreds more a month than you have to? Maybe it's time for a mortgage checkup. Hi, I'm Pablo Jackley and I can assist you with all your mortgage needs.
Mortgage Intelligence. For details, call 238-3111 or apply online at mymortgageoptions.ca. Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
And now a message from the Institute of Better Cash Lending. Remember this number, 818-CASH. 818-CASH will connect you to one of our friendly staff members. They will inform you about what you need to bring with you to get a fast and easy loan. No hidden fees, always fast and friendly.
Second roll, Gold closing in, shoots and scores!
And on God for thee, God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
And a rousing version of the national anthem gears us up for tonight's game. The Roughnecks and the Portland Lumberjacks. For Calgary, game number 4. They come in tonight with a record of 1-2. The Lumberjacks are 0-2. As we take a look at those guys that'll be tending goal tonight, as far as the two teams are concerned, both actually with experience in Calgary. As far as the two goaltenders are concerned, Matt King will be the starting goaltender for Portland. He was here back in 01-02, the original season. Steve Dietrich, 1-2. He's been in goal for just about every moment of the Roughneck season. That's going to be the way it is for the bulk of the season, so just have to wait and see how he does this year. So get a look at what's going on as far as the goaltending is concerned. There's a look at the Portland bench and what they're going to do tonight. Let's take a look at some of the keys to their situation tonight to try and break out of this 0-2 slump. Mario, how about some keys?
Mark, what we've keyed out today is the number 1 is the quickness for the offense for Portland. They have to really move, especially on transition, if they want to keep up with Calgary's D. Secondly is the size of Portland. They are massive. You pointed that out earlier today. They got guys that are 6'6", 6'8". And then the third key is to see how Matt King does. He was here his rookie year, didn't have a great start to his pro career. And for Calgary, we've got their first is their young defense. They're quite young. We're going to have to see if they can start to tighten up a little bit. Fatigue is the second one. They've been on the road for 2 days. They got in here late. And the third one is goaltending. I want to see how Dietrich plays the rest of this game.
Well, they made a last-minute switch, and I do mean
I just
last
see it.
minute. Steve Avery is in goal right now. Ryan Avery with Dietrich on the bench. I don't know if that's going to be the way it's going to be all night, but to start things out, this is a last-minute switch. There's the officials assigned by the National Lacrosse League. We'll try and get an explanation on that one. This is a last-second switch. Maybe, I don't know what happened. If we were led to believe all along that it was going to be Steve Dietrich in goal, but
well, the fatigue factor may have set in for Steve. He flies from Eastern Canada, and he could be very tired, so maybe they're going to wait till the second half to put him in.
We'll have to wait and see, but as I say, it's the last-second switch as we are just underway with play. Portland Lumberjacks in the black. They have the ball. They have the ball near the center circle. Stewart's pass is intercepted by Cable. He breaks in on a charge. He lets the shot go. Bounces into the end netting. Nice play by Sean Cable.
There's an example of that speed. Big guy wins the loose ball, tries to make a pass, and Cable picks it up with his speed, gets a nice breakaway.
Here's Portland down in the corner with the ball. They hold way back out on top for Ryan Powell. Powell moves to his left, plays it into the corner, back for Powell. Just underway in the game. The Roughnecks and Portland in the black. Ball goes across the floor, closing in on goal. Dawson with a shot, knocked down. It's loose in front, and Avery has it, and Calgary will get the ball.
You know, Mark, when
now they got some action beside the net as Carnegie eyes up with a member of Portland. It's Big Dawson.
When Calgary gets breaks like that, as Cable just did, he needs to bury that ball. That would have been a great way for Calgary to start.
All right, Calgary on offense with the ball as Avery is in goal. With it for Calgary on top for Shatler. He has an opening, lets the shot go, knocked down, rebound. Toth steps into the crease, ball turns over to Portland. Brody Merrill, their speedster, has the ball for Portland. He cradles it, now waits for help. Scoreless game, we are just underway. Big Dawson, one of that big player group that they have on that Portland team.
Yeah, Mark, their average size on offense is about 6'3" to Calgary's defense, which is about 6 foot. So they got quite a size difference.
Down lower, Avery picks up the loose ball, gives it up for Cobb. In transition, quickly ahead for Cable. He strides into the offensive zone, stops, waits for traffic to catch up. Cable with it in a scoreless game. He goes back on top. On top for Kelly Hall. Down low in the corner for Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe 13 shots on goal last night. He comes off a pick. Technical violation. Ball turns over to Portland. And here come the Lumberjacks. Tyler Codrin with the ball. Plays it across for Portland's Ryan Powell, 30-year-old veteran. Down low in the corner for Derek Lowe. He comes up being bothered by Carnegie. Shot goes wide. Ball comes off the end boards at a big carom for Dawson. Shot clock is at 13. Off on the side where Morgan has it. Morgan is dancing. He stops, dumps it off, and turns it over. Hinman has it for Calgary. Here's Hinman. He starts back, then reverses field. Hinman for Calgary, playing it ahead for Shatler. A bounce right out for Molesky. Gives it back for Shatler into the attacking zone.
Calgary's got to get in there a little faster on offense. It seems like they're just walking out.
Ball is thrown into the open corner. Just got word on Steve Dietrich. He was dehydrated during the warm-ups, and they elect to make him a last-second scratch. Underline the word last second. You got that right. Portland in transition. Merrill with the ball into the attacking zone. Tries to set up Goose. That ball bounces into the corner. There's a collision for it. Goose comes out with the ball for Portland.
Nice example of Calgary's speed again, being able to intercept that pass, knocking it into the corner.
On top for Stewart. He gives it off on the right where the ball is taken by Martin. Martin in the crease area, gives it up for Powell. He looks to find a shooting lane. He turns, throws it side of the net. Martin's shot is knocked down by Avery. Loose ball picked up by Hinman, and back comes Calgary.
Well, it's nice to see Avery make that first big save for him. He needs confidence. He hasn't played much at all this year.
Really just in mop-up or extra man situations. Chatter on offense for Calgary. Big night, 4 goals last night. Down low in the corner. Or Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe spins, twists, looks for room. Shot clock reads 9. To the corner for Ranger. Ranger with the ball, looks for a cutter. Shatler and turns it over. Portland's Codrin has the ball. He charges up the floor. He's into the attacking zone, now stops. Tyler Codrin, 6 foot. Gives it up for Lowe. Lowe spins, getting away from the Calgary pressure. On top for a big 6'5" Dawson. Dawson skips into the attacking zone. Runs through some Calgary defenders. Still has the ball. Plays it down side of the net. Gives it out in front, and it's intercepted by McBride. He is back for Calgary. Andy McBride in full stride. McBride into the attacking zone. Now curls back, waiting for some help.
Well, you see McBride's speed again. We're going to probably say that all night. They're just that much faster by the looks of it right now.
Ball's passed to a cutting Ranger off of his stick. The ball's loose in front of the net. They whack at it, and back comes Portland. Charging up the floor is Brody Merrill. He's in full stride. Gives it off. Closing it on goal. There's a shot and a big save off of Crashly's shot. They knock it to the corner, but Calgary picks it up. Ellie Cooling brings it back up for Calgary, for Shatler.
Another big save by Avery.
Or Cable. We are scoreless about 5 minutes into the game. Or Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe on the right, running to his left, looks for a lane, closing in, goes across the floor, now stops back out on top for Nolan Hebner. Hebner cradling the ball, the shot clock is at 8. Down low, they go behind the net for Ratcliffe. Ball bounces off his shoulder pad, and Portland picks it up. Tyler Codwin charging back up for the Lumberjacks.
You're going to see Ratcliffe be able to run all night. He's in unbelievable physical condition, and I think he's going to be the biggest threat for Calgary as we go later into this game.
Spencer Martin with the ball for Portland on top. For Martin. Down low for Dawson for Martin on top. His shot is deflected, picked up by Cooling for Calgary. He starts back up the floor. Calgary changing attackers on the fly. Running through the center circle, gives it up for Hinman, then goes and gets a breather. Ratcliffe carries the ball in. Plays into the corner to Kelly Hall. He comes back up. Now goes across the floor. Miloski with it. Plays it in front for Ranger. Shot for goal! He scores!
Well, we said 2 weeks ago, Kurt Miloski can see the floor. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. It almost looked like he was going to take a shot, and then he passed the ball right in the middle. A beautiful play. And Ranger's been hot. He had a few goals last night as well.
Scott Ranger's 6th goal of the season, giving Calgary that 1-0 lead.
Again, cutting through the middle. Ranger gets through their big D. Little guy got through their nice goal, set up the first goal of the game.
Matt Kelby in a defensive zone, gives it up for Codwin for Portland. Plays it ahead to the cutting Stapleford. Stapleford gives it back out high for Ryan Powell. Powell cradles the ball. Miloski's watching him. He drives towards the goal, now backs up. Picks it up for Stewart. Stewart is dancing for Portland in the corner for Lowe. Shot clock is at 8. Lowe drives right off a pick behind the back pass to Powell. Powell has it. Lets a shot go. Bounces towards Avery. Chest protector save. Ball picked up by Calgary.
Mark, it looks like the Portland team just likes to play offense way wide and out far. And I don't know if that's just because of their size, and they're not real small and quick to be cutting through the middle, but it looks like they're playing high.
Here's Caleb Toll with the ball. Game ball last night by the team. He lets a shot go, bounces wide. A rebound, Karam's off the end, and back comes the Portland Lumberjacks. Brody Merrill, long pass, closing it on goal. Shoots, goes, big save, Avery. Pulled down by Hebner on the rebound. Good play by Ryan Avery. Last minute goalie substitution. Long pass ahead. Ranger cutting in. He slips and falls. He's knocked to the floor. Loose ball picked up in the crease by Matt King, a first-year member of the Calgary Roughnecks. Played very, very well the other night in their game against Portland and forced them to rethink their plans. The initial plan, they were going to go with the great veteran Dallas Ellick, but they decided to change their mind. Ball bounces into the goaltender Avery, and he smothers it as we go to timeout. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Lumberjacks and Roughnecks action on Shaw.
Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centre's 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
The Rolls-Royce Phantom is noted for luxury and refinement. Available for weddings, anniversaries, and events. Only at zrlimo.com. contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
Who do you trust with your carpets? ServPro, providing dedicated carpet and upholstery care in Calgary since 1964. ServPro, the one to know for all your cleaning needs.
Sport Swap makes buying new equipment more than affordable.
Mom, can I try this sport now?
5 Sport Swap locations in Calgary to serve you.
Locate your lost pet or find one to adopt by visiting the Animal Services Center or our website at www.calgary.ca/animal services or call 311. Animal and Bylaw Services, reuniting pets and owners.
Calgary Roughnecks leading Portland 1-0 in the first quarter. Of course, the Roughnecks wearing their traditional white jerseys tonight. The last time they played at home, they were wearing the special pink jerseys that they auctioned off to raise money for breast cancer research. I can tell you that the Roughnecks raised over $42,000 in those donations for people buying the jerseys. The top jersey sold was Caleb Toth's that went for $6,000, Mark.
I'm not surprised. The longest serving, most recognizable member of the team. By the way, as Ratcliffe closes on a goal shot, and it rolls along the goal line. Picked up the rebound, they score! Good hustle, Lewis Ratcliffe, as King couldn't smother it, and rolled onto the stick of Ratcliffe. He puts it in the goal for his 9th of the year.
Well, we talked about Ratcliffe being probably in the best shape of most of the players on the floor. He just works the ball, keeps going, finds it, puts it in the net. It's a great play by Ratcliffe. He never gives up on the ball, and he continues behind the net.
That was just straight hustle. He picked it up as King couldn't smother it and puts it in the net. Back to the Roughnecks for a moment as he celebrates. Ball goes across the Ranger. Caleb Toth last night, the San Jose game, was awarded the game ball by Coach Troy Cordingley. They just felt he did everything well. Closing in, there's a shot knocked down. Heavener on the attack. Odrin brings it back for the Portland Lumberjacks. Calgary leading 2-0. Odrin to the attacking zone, now stops at the line.
Well, Calgary's offense is not as big as we said earlier. I think they're going to give Portland a real lot of trouble with their speed cutting through. It looks like they can't seem to get a hold of him.
Dawson closing in. There's a shot that goes high and wide. Martin in the corner being bothered by McBride. Martin with the ball for Portland, plays it around behind the net. Big Dawson tries to stuff it in from behind the net, but there's a collision. They knocked the net off the mooring. He stepped in as well, so ball turns over to Calgary. Yes, that is Ryan Avery in goal as Dietrich, a last moment scratch. I guess that's being a veteran and playing back-to-back nights.
Yeah, it might have taken a little bit out of him last night, and then the fact that someone said that their flight was 4 hours delayed, so he might be just a little bit tired.
Probably angry too if I had to sit 4 extra hours in the airport. Chandler, the goal-scoring star last night for Calgary, brings it up, sidesteps check. That's a long shot, goal, and hit the post. Matt King looks at that stick and says, geez, what happened? Well, I don't know what happened. I don't think it was the stick's problem, though.
No, I don't think there's a hole in the stick, but it just goes to show if you're a young kid, shoot the ball from anywhere. Got a chance maybe to score.
Morgan is high and wide. Big rebound. Karam's off the end board. Matt scramble behind the net. Avery has it for Calgary. Is it on the quick outlet?
Well, you could see the size of the Portland player. Really gave, I didn't get the number of who it was, but they really gave one of the Calgary D guys a hard time in front of the net.
Hall with a quick shot, knocked away by King. Kilby picks up the rebound for Portland. He feathers a pass ahead. Calgary on a change. Ashley closing in. He's going to stop. One hand, twists, spins, looks for some room to shoot. He's being tied up. Now double team, pushed into the corner. Just heaves the ball away. It rolls in front of the Calgary bench. Martin has it. And there's a penalty coming up to Calgary, I believe, or a penalty behind the play. No, he got McBride tying up with a player. We'll sort that out in just a moment. Looks like there's going to be some penalties here. Hey, listen, stay tuned for more Calgary Roughnecks action on Shaw.
Is it possible to help people feel safer while doing it in style? To give the same attention to the customer as you do to interior refinement, to agility and handling, to hybrid technology, and to knowing the value of your every dollar? It is possible.
Petland. Pets make life better.
Keeping Calgarians in the know.
The City of Calgary's assessment notices were mailed. Now is the time to review your notice and, if necessary, make an inquiry before February 4th. Call 268-2888 for more information.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centre's 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Welcome back to the Pengrove Saddledome. I'm joined by Derek Miloski of the Portland Lumberjacks. Last year you had a chance to play with your brother Kurt in Arizona. Now your opponent's on the floor tonight. What's that transition been like?
Oh, it's been tough, but we're just going to battle against one another tonight, and may the best guy win tonight.
How about the game? 2-0 Roughnecks early in this one. Still lots of time, but what's your feeling on how the team has responded so far in this game?
Well, we're just getting the feel right now. We're getting into it. We've got a power play here. We should be able to roll right now. We're going to get one.
Key power play, obviously, for your team, too, to try and get back in this game. What do you try to do to get a goal on this power play against the Roughnecks?
We got to shoot the ball. It's plain simple and get a good shot, quality shots right now.
Thanks, Derek. Good luck. That's Derek Miloski, brother of Kurt Miloski, one of the members of the Calgary Roughnecks. Let's go back upstairs.
And out of all of that, thank you very much, Barry. Out of everything, the penalty box gets a little full. There's 2 members of the Roughnecks, McBride and Carnegie, in the box. And maybe the best name in the NLL, Ian Crashley, is in for Portland. So it's 5 runners to 4. Portland has the man-up situation here. They played around for Dawson. Dawson has the ball. He's on top. Plays it around down low for Martin. Back up on top for Dawson. Lets the shot go and scores.
Well, that's that size. I don't know if Avery was screened on that, but Dawson, he shoots overhand. If you watch the way he shoots overhand. A lot of the players today shoot sidearm. He shoots right over the top of his head, and a lot of times the goalie can't see it until he just comes over his head.
And the momentum with his reach, he's 6'5". He's huge, and he delivers the ball with a lot of authority. Did there 107 points last year with Arizona. He was an all NLL player. As off the draw, we've got a penalty, a delayed penalty coming up on Portland, it would appear. Play is stopped. Yes, an elbowing infraction on Portland.
Well, we talked about
Nolan Hebner's down in the center circle. That was right off the draw.
Hey, number 28, get in!
Portland needs to use their size. That's what they're starting to do, and I'm not sure if that was a very clean play, but
that's why he's in the box. No, he just raised the arm and knocked Nolan Hebner down, and he's in that center circle. McDonald goes to the box, and it's going to be a 5-minute penalty. And we'll take another look, as in the NLL, you serve the entire 5 minutes. There it is in the center circle, and there it was. The elbow knocked the helmet off, and Hebner went down a little woozy. Now he's being helped to his feet. He is going to the Roughnecks bench, but we'll see if they take him to the dressing room for some further attention.
And Hebner's been taking a lot of the draws for
Walks
Calgary.
up the tunnel, yes.
A lot of draws for Calgary this year, so he's become an important piece of the face-off team.
Calgary's power play, 5th ranked in the league, clicking at 40%. They get a glorious opportunity here. Both goes across the floor for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe on a return pass on top for Ranger. Lets a shot go, bounces it wide. Huge rebound. Karam's off the end boards. And it's going to be an infraction. Over and back, the whistle sounds. Some of the Portland players either didn't hear the whistle or didn't like what they heard. Now we got Brody Merrill hooking up with Ryan McNish. Getting a little feisty as they go for the ball, and Merrill says, where's the penalty?
Well, McNish didn't like him. I mean, Merrill knows that was over and back. He had to wait for the whistle, and he took a shot on Calgary goalie. McNish took offense to that.
So Calgary, 4:44 remaining in the power play advantage. They lead 2-1, but Powell has the ball for the Lumberjacks. Powell plays it for Scott Stewart. He makes a move towards the goal, closing in, lip of the crease, loses the handle, and Avery picks it up for Calgary. Power play opportunity. McBride is on the floor. Accordingly, has some other players, offensive threats on. Ball is knocked loose, ends up in the stick of Lewis Radcliffe. Radcliffe down low for Hall. He backpedals, gives it up on top for Ranger. Ranger for Radcliffe. Radcliffe cradles, goes across the floor. Quick shot, Malowski. Knocked down by King. There's a struggle for the rebound. It rolls to the far boards. Ranger comes in, scoops it up for Calgary.
Malowski's got that quick stick down to a fine art. And if you get a chance to watch Malowski, he's always moving. The only time he's standing still is when he's ready for that quick stick. He's always moving his feet.
Radcliffe with the ball on top for Toth, closing in. His shot bounces wide and bounces down across center court. And with the ball is Merrill. He picks it up for Portland, being bothered from behind. Good play, Caleb Toth knocks it loose. He picks up the loose ball behind the net. Starts Calgary back offensively, cooling with the ball. Give it up for Lewis Radcliffe.
Caleb worked hard to get back on that play, and he must be tired from last night. I know that he played a ton.
Well, talk about the strategy there in just a moment. Ranger on top for Radcliffe, loses the ball, picks it up, being bothered. Shot clock is at 8. He's outside the attacking zone. Radcliffe lets a shot go, deflected into the corner. Rebound is picked up by Kelly Hall. Coach Troy Cordingley said, hey, I know it's tough, but you got a couple weeks off too. Don't forget that. So no empathy for the players here. He's going to push them because they got a couple of weeks to rest.
Yeah, if you watch some of Troy's practices, you'll know he won't give them any time to savor that win yesterday.
Morgan is knocked down, looks around for a call, doesn't get it. Back comes Calgary. Calgary's power play advantage, 2:42 remaining. It'll go into the second quarter. Ron Cable holding a cutter. Toth, ball is too high for him, bounces into the Portland bench.
We were talking about Malowski and Toth. Caleb Toth played for Burnaby Lakers and played for Jack Crosby. And Kurt Malowski was a coach for them for the last 3 years and took them 4 years and took them to a Minto Cup every time. So I'm sure that they're not, they're feeling it and losing Jack Crosby this week.
No question about it. Coach Keenan saw a shot of him on the Portland bench. They're trying to bounce back a very difficult 4-12 season a year ago. So this is certainly a team that has a lot of room to improve, and they made a lot of bold moves in the offseason with just that in mind. Powell walking it up, trying to run off time. 1:34 in the quarter, 2:18 in the penalty. Powell dancing. Shot clock is at 10. Powell in the corner, looks for a cutter. The ball is deflected and rolls loose, and Hinman's going to pick it up for Calgary, bothered by Martin. Hinman has it for Calgary. A hit for Devin Ray. Ray brings it up. Calgary 1:17 to go. In the quarter, they have a 2-1 lead.
Calgary hasn't generated a lot of shots on this 5-minute penalty. See if we can do something here.
Ranger with the ball. Hebner's returned to the bench, by the way, after absorbing that hit. Radcliffe closing in a goal. Big save, King. Rebound knocked down in front. Fighting for it is Caleb Toth. He ties it with Kilby along the end board. They struggle for it. And finally, coming out with the ball for Portland is Morgan. He goes up the floor, and he is clobbered. There's a tie-up. Morgan is tied up with a member of the Roughnecks. As Caleb Toth, the ball goes back to Calgary. We got a timeout, I believe, on Calgary. Or do we have an infraction? Hang on.
I think they're calling a penalty on. I think it might be
Lewis Radcliffe. I think he is getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Trying to see where the infraction was. Caleb Toth ends up on top.
Yeah, I think he. So it is going to be a penalty on Calgary on sportsmanlike conduct. That's exactly what it is. So the power play advantage evaporates for Calgary. Radcliffe not happy with the collision. I don't imagine Troy Cordingley is too happy with that turn of events either.
I think he's trying to figure out why they called it.
Calgary with 4 runners on the floor. Portland with 4 runners on the floor. High up in the corner for the ball. McBride is fighting with Dawson. There's another collision. Codd comes in trying to pull it out. Ball rolls along. Now 5 bodies bang and hack away. 31 seconds remaining. Finally, Codd comes out of the pack with the ball. Let's see what Calgary does on their last offensive possession of the quarter. Inman gives it up for Shatter, and here comes the goalie Avery. They'll put on the extra man. Chandler closing in. He tries to spin free of pressure. Turns, fires a shot, whistles wide. Big rebound. Comes onto the stick of Caleb Tolt. 9 seconds remaining in the quarter. On top for Ranger. Ranger closing in. Fires a shot. Rebound off the end board. Belosky takes a shot. Tolt turns, fires, whistles it wide. Rebound picked up by Hall, and the horn goes to end the opening quarter of the ball game. Lots of action at the end of the opening quarter as King goes to the bench for a breather. Hey, listen, we'll be right back. You're watching McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
There is a way to design a sedan that embraces the road and the driver. Introducing the new 2007 midsize Saturn Aura. Saturn, like always, like never before.
Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey is live on Shaw. Watch Tuesday, January 29th, when the Calgary Hitmen look to melt the Kootenay Ice in Calgary. Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey, only on Shaw.
Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast. Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw TV. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks put you right in the action. Join us for all the bone-crushing action of the 2008 season as the Roughnecks fight their way to another Champions Cup. The next game has the Roughnecks traveling to Rochester to face the 2007 East Division champions, the Nighthawks, Saturday, February 16th. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks, only on Shaw.
And now a message from the Institute of Better Cash Lending. Remember this number, 818-CASH. 818-CASH will connect you to one of our friendly staff members. They will inform you about what you need to bring with you to get a fast and easy loan. No hidden fees, always fast and friendly.
A look at the Calgary bench as we return to the Pengrove Saddle Dome. Calgary holding a 2-1 lead. There's Kelly Hall.
Well, I don't know if you can see it on their faces, but they look a little bit tired to me.
Oh, I bet they are. I would bet they are. Trying to get some extra jump in their step. It's tough playing back-to-back games. Portland played on Thursday. Their home, the Rose Garden in Portland, also shared by the National Basketball Association Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers are in the middle of a homestand. They played Houston last night, and tomorrow play the Atlanta Hawks. So they left the floor down and sent the Lumberjacks on the road.
Looks like Hevner's back.
Yep, took a shot in the face, and he's back in the center circle. Nolan Hevner as Ryan Avery in goal. For Calgary, surprise starter.
Well, I think they're going to leave him in there.
Oh, yeah.
If unless he starts to break down a little bit, but he's had a great start.
No question. They fight for the ball. It rolls free. We've got a whistle off the face-off, and it's going to turn over to Portland. Brody Merrill had 21 loose balls the other night in that game against San Jose. Wow. Martin.
Yeah,
Portland on the attack. Calgary leading 2-1. There's the shot total. 7 Portland, 11 Calgary. Portland 1 of 1 in the power play. And the Roughnecks 0 for 1. Closing in. Dawson with a shot. Big save, Avery. They tie up beside the net. Whistle goes. We should tell you Lewis Ratcliffe is in the penalty box. Portland will have a 26-second power play coming up in 26 seconds.
You know, you were talking about the 21 loose balls. In lacrosse, they don't talk about plus minus. It'd be a terrible statistic with all the goals they score. They talk about loose balls, and 21 loose balls. And I looked at the stats. The next closest player, I think, was like 8 or 10.
Wow. Ranger closing in, but he has it stripped away by Goose. And back comes the Portland Lumberjacks. Stewart in full stride. Stewart brings it into the attacking zone, makes a man miss, closing in, goes behind the net, still has the ball, plays it out front for Dawson. There's a scramble for the ball. Reaching in for it is Morgan trying to pick it up. Comes in front of the penalty area, and it's picked up by Chandler for Calgary. He has it, then has the ball knocked loose. It's on the floor. Chandler kicks it back as Portland is on the power play, but just for 7 seconds. Belosky with the ball. into the attacking zone for the Lumberjacks. Goes across the floor. Dawson lets one fly. Hits the boot of the goaltender, Ryan Avery. And Calgary gets it back.
Well, I don't know if Portland is looking to go 5-hole on Avery, if they've got some kind of scouting report on the 5-hole, but it seems that they tried that 3 or 4 times already, and he is really not allowing anything to go through that area.
Ratcliffe comes out of the corner. Quick shot knocked down in front, and Portland picks it up. Crashley is back. Possible 3-on-1 for the Lumberjacks. Crashley in, leaving it behind. Or Merrill gives it up. There's the shot by Belowski, knocked down. He can't find the ball. Avery battles for it behind the net. He comes out and pushes and shoves. It rolls free to Ryan McNish, and back comes Calgary.
In the NLL, Mark, you can put, as an offensive player, you can put your stick in the crease to try to get a loose ball. You can't do that in the minor leagues. You can do that in the NLL, and it causes a little bit of extra excitement for the game.
Ball bounces behind the net. Rolling forward is Jeff Shatler. Shatler for Calgary. Calgary leading 2-1. Shatler plays it down low for Hall. Picks up the loose ball. Closing in the goal. Shoots. Bounces it just wide.
Well, Hall was lucky to get that one. It was intercepted, and the Portland player just didn't handle the ball. Hall found himself all by himself in front of the net and just couldn't bury it.
Portland trying to advance the ball. The pass goes high and into the stands. And turn over to Calgary. Roughnecks lacrosse. Calgary 1-2. As Vindeman has the ball. Play it down low for Nolan Hebner. Hebner cradling, waiting for men to get on the floor. Give it up for Hall. Shoots and scores! Hall right off the bench, right into the net.
Well, he made up for that last play where he didn't score, and then he scores from about 30 feet out, right over the top of King's left shoulder. You'll see it drop a little bit. And King was actually going down on his knees when Hall took the shot.
3-1 Calgary. Well, you don't want to be doing that. So Calgary moves ahead 3-1. It's Kelly Hall's 3rd goal of the season, as Portland gets the ball off the draw. Bounced ahead for Martin. 26 years old. Dancing with the ball. Plays it down low for Morgan. There's closing in on goal. A shot and a goal by Stableford. Racing in from the point. It's scored, and it's 3-2.
Well, there you go. They keep Calgary's defense really wide. They've been doing it for the first quarter. They've started that in the second quarter, and then all of a sudden they send a guy through. McNish isn't ready for him, and he slips right by him, and it's in the net.
Oh, Portland closing back in at 3-2. Nice play. And off the face-off, we have a tie-up, and the ball will go to Portland.
Well, they're calling Calgary for, not sure what he called there on Devin Ray. If he trapped the ball or he put it underneath his body and then trapped it, I'm not sure, but Calgary loses the ball.
Martin has it, goes across the floor for Portland. The pass down low to Brody Merrill. He can't find the handle, plays hot potato with it. Picked up by Devin Ray. Ray gives it up for the goaltender, Ryan Avery.
Well, I don't know if you've ever seen Devin Ray without his equipment on in street clothes. He is a fire plug, and it's hard to move him off. He did a good job getting that loose ball.
Roski gives it up for Chandler on top. Goes wide for Lewis Radcliffe. He looks to make a move up and under, closes in, bounces it wide. It goes into the end mesh and turns over to Portland. Lumberjacks coming back. Portland offensively number 11 in the league entering the game tonight. So this 3-2 game, low scoring plays right into their modus operandi. Coming up from behind, there's a shot, goes wide by Derek Lowe. He picks up his own rebound, now comes back out, scoops it out high for Belowski. Penalty coming up, it's going to be against Calgary. Lowe with the shot, right into the padding of goaltender Avery. He stops it, but the infraction is going to come up against Calgary. It's a bit of a skirmish after the whistle.
Look at
Portland goes on the power play.
You see the size of Morgan standing next to McBride. He just towers over top of him.
Towers over everybody. So Calgary has a man in the box. Greg Hinman, 24 years old, is going to go into the box. And Portland, with the league's top-ranked power play, sends their men on the floor. They'll put it in the stick of Derek Mulaski.
Big power play here for Portland. Tie the game up, and they're even in shots right now too, Mark.
Morgan with the ball for Mulaski on top. Mulaski backpedaling, looks to set up someone, plays it behind, side of the net, out in front for Mulaski. He bounces a shot, it goes wide. Gets his own rebound on a Karam. Plays it down low across the crease. There's a shot by Morgan. Saved by Avery. Nice play by big Ryan Avery. 6'1", 200. He fills out the net very nicely. Picks up the ball.
It was nice to see him making some of these saves. Last year he was putting in some games and he just couldn't get the start that he needed. Today he's got a great start. He's got a great game going.
Here's Scott Ranger walking the ball with Kelly Hall. Hall gives it up for Lewis Ratcliffe. As Calgary has time to kill. They'll be shorthanded next 1:17. Ratcliffe cradling. Shot clock is at 6 for Ranger out high. Lets a shot go right into the midsection of the goaltender. And he smothers it in time to slow down proceedings. We'll have a stoppage. Stay tuned for more Calgary Roughnecks action on Shaw.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centre has 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
Who do you trust with your carpets? ServPro, providing dedicated carpet and upholstery care in Calgary since 1964. ServPro, the one to know for all your cleaning needs.
A full-size SUV that's full of life. The Nissan Armada. Tow 8,900 pounds without leaving the family at home. Calgary's best deals are at Fish Creek Nissan, 14750 McLeod Trail South. Shift, function.
3-2 Calgary leads Portland in the second quarter. I'm joined by Calgary Roughnecks assistant captain and University of Calgary communications scholar, Andrew McBride. Andrew, first of all, you had shoulder surgery and during the summer, missed the first game of the season. How's the shoulder feeling now?
It's holding up well. You know, it's good to be back in the action, get a few bumps, but for the most part, it's doing well.
How tough is it coming back-to-back after playing in San Jose last night?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mental stretch, but, you know, we got to be focused. And once you get the legs going, you know, you get back in the flow, and it's just another lacrosse game.
1-goal game right now. How huge is this penalty kill right now?
Yeah, you know, it's a big one. Hopefully you can continue the good stand. Avery's playing well in net, and we'll get a few goals here.
All right, thanks, Andrew. Good luck. Let's go back upstairs.
Well, Andrew McBride, he'll fight through it as much as is possible. No question, a very gutty competitor as Ryan Avery catches a breather in goal. Take a look at that last sequence.
Well, you can see they're trying to go in between his legs, and he's doing a really good job of closing that. And this one, he goes down and he sits down. I'm sure that ball is right underneath him. You might be able to see here if it almost squeaked through, but really nice play. He's playing outstanding today.
Portland with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in their man-up situation. It's 3-2 Calgary. Dawson with the ball. As it he comes, gives it up for Mulaski. Play it down low for Martin. Martin holding the ball. Quick shot knocked down by Avery. Stood his ground well. Battle for it along the end boards where Codd tries to come up with it. Now 5 players tie up. They battle for it. And what do we got? We got a penalty on it. Is it a technical violation or is somebody going to the box?
It's a slash on McBride, and he's trying to argue his case.
Meaning Calgary will be down 2 men for the next 47 seconds. I guess he's saying, look, I'm just going for the ball.
Yeah, I'm sure he's telling them.
Well, there's a tie-up, a lot of action behind the net. Actually, Ryan Avery looked to be more aggressive.
It was to Ryan Avery, and McBride
it is going to be served.
the penalty.
Right. Fair enough, I get that.
No, McNish is serving it now.
Okay. Regardless, Portland has a 2-man advantage coming up for the next 35 seconds. Mulaski with the ball. Mulaski cradles. Is it up for Dawson? Back for Mulaski. Lets a shot go. Knocked down in front. Saved by goaltender Ryan Avery. Avery bothered by Mulaski in the outlet. Mulaski picks it up and scores.
Wow.
Good hustle, Derek Miloski, the veteran. A big giveaway ties the ball game up.
This is a tough play for Avery. Normally, when the goalie wants to move the ball out, now Calgary's shorthanded, the players usually go to the boards
wide,
and
yeah.
he passes it wide. He tried to go up the middle, and Milowski intercepted that and put it in, and a really nice handling of the ball to score as well.
So Calgary shorthanded as one man's on, but Calgary shorthanded for the next minute and 30 seconds. Here's Jeff Shadler for Caleb Toth. With the ball, killing some seconds, backing away is Lewis Ratcliffe. Shot clock is at 10. Ratcliffe cradles, closes in, lets the shot go, knocked down, and smothering it is the goaltender King. Toth comes in and bothers him, gets a quick reminder from Mr. King that this is his territory.
And the ball was loose.
Yeah.
Caleb had all the right to go grab that. I don't think King liked where he put his stick to get the ball, however.
Hey, tie game. He's going to get it wherever he gets it, right?
Absolutely.
Miloski down low for Martin. Martin holding. Back out for Miloski. On top for Dawson. He backpedals, looks for a lane behind the back pass. Down low, closing in Miloski. Shot and a big save, Avery. Comes back out to low. Out high, down low with the ball. Across for Martin. Quick shot knocked away by Avery. Ball rolls to the corner. Miloski ties up. It's loose on the floor. Devin Ray gives chase. And they rule the ball, turns over to Calgary. Collision behind the plays. Miloski ties up with McBride. They eye one another warily. McBride has it for Calgary.
Calgary players have taken a couple of big hits today.
25 seconds left in the minor penalty to goaltender Ryan Avery. Ranger for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe tries to find the cutting Ranger. It's knocked down. King way out of his net with the ball. He is running. He absorbs a hit. Empty net with the ball is Ranger. Closing in on goal. He shoots. He scores. Short-handed goal, Calgary. And that was an ill-advised sortie out of the net by the goaltender.
Well,
and he is down. He absorbed a hit. And Calgary gets the goal.
I'm telling you, that was Caleb Toth that ran into him. And I guess it was his, Caleb was in King's territory, and now King was in Caleb Toth's territory. Let's take a look at this.
Well, King took the ball, looked to go up the floor, bothered behind by Ranger, and then Caleb just stepped into him and dazed him. The ball was loose, and you can see King was seeing stars after that. Tough hit. The former Western Hockey League star, Caleb, who lowered the shoulder into him. And then the loose ball picked up and Rangers scores. So Calgary's up 4-3, and they are still tending to the goaltender King.
It looks to me that he may have, well, I was going to say his shoulder, but the referee just picked him up by his right arm, so probably just knocked the wind out of him.
I would bet it. If that doesn't, I don't know what would. Now, if for some reason, he's putting his mask back on, he's going back in. I was just going to say, as the goaltender stepping off the bench, the oldest player in the NLL, Dallas Elliott, he's 42, but well, what are they going to do with him as King's back on? And King goes back in goal. Take another look at it. There's Caleb Toth, just lowered the shoulder into him.
Boy, did he ever.
Yeah.
And King was a fan favorite here.
Yes, he was. Actually, he's going to come out now, as there's the goal by Calgary going up. 4-3 by the Roughnecks. There's Caleb. As I say, got the game ball last night. He didn't have the most points as Elliott goes in net. Just was the most inspirational, the leadership. Let's not forget the Roughnecks are playing without Tracy Kelusky, bothered by a post-concussion incident. He had a concussion and it still bothers him, so they make the players rest up. And Tracy's on the sideline. It's something they take very, very seriously, making sure the players, after they are concussed, get back to full health. So Tracy's out.
Well, Caleb Toth and Kurt Milowski really have to take control of the offense. They're the veterans on that team. They got a lot of young guys there, including Ratcliffe, who's only been in the league for about 4 or 5 years. So they're the veterans.
Dawson feathers a pass to Stewart. His shot hits the goal post. Big rebound picked up by Portland. Closing in, there's a shot right in front, knocked down by the goaltender Avery Powell with the shot. And Calgary up 4-3, coming back. Shots on goal, Portland 20 and Calgary 16. Lewis Radcliffe, seemingly running all day, is on the floor, set a pick. Driving left off of it is Shatler. He hands it off for Toth. Toth up high, gives it down low for Radcliffe. Radcliffe backs away from pressure. Kodrin bothering him. More Hefner, 5 on the shot clock. Hefner lets the shot go. Big save by Eliak, steers it to the corner. Where it's picked up by Ratliff, comes out from the corner, has one hand on the stick, tries to jam it in. No goal, no goal, put it in the net, but they say he was in the goaltender's crease area.
Yeah, he stepped in the back of the crease. He tried to one-hand that one. He just took about 6 inches into the crease. You'll see his, I think it's his right foot steps right in. Oh, yeah, you
no
can
arguments.
see it steps right in.
No debate.
Very athletic play, though, for him to be able to reach all the way back in and put it behind the goalie.
Martin weaves his way towards the net. A shot knocked down by Avery. Malosky trying to pick up the rebound. Malosky, the veteran for Portland, in the corner. Plays behind the net for Morgan. There's a shot whistling wide of the net by Lowe. The rebound rolls, and it's an over and back violation. 5:44 remaining. Calgary on top, 4-3.
Well, you noticed earlier, Mark, that some of the right side of the Roughnecks haven't been playing. Caleb hasn't been out there as much as I thought he would be, but they're using Ranger, Shatler, and now Hefner a few times on the right side. So Caleb must be pretty tired from last night.
No, I would bet. Radcliffe picks up the rebound in front for Ranger. He can't handle it. The ball is loose. Shatler with a shot, bounces wide. Ranger picks it up, goes along the end boards, absorbs a hit, looking to come out in front. Ranger dancing, plays it in front. There's a shot by Malowski, scores!
Kurt Malowski, he is a smart player, and he knew that his crease zone was occupied by a number of players. He just popped out into the center, and you see he let that one guy go. He's all by himself. You're not going to be able to stop him too often there.
Malowski finding the net for Calgary, 4th goal of the season, and Calgary's up 5-3.
You can see him pointing to Ranger for a great play.
Off the draw, the ball rolls behind the Portland net. Charging up the floor with it is Morgan. Gives it up for Stapleford, finds a man off the bench, Malowski. Down low in the corner for Dawson. Dawson being bothered by Molesky. Dawson with the ball as King returns to the net for Portland. The ball bounces off the end boards. Avery has it for Calgary. 4:49 remaining in the first half. Andrew McBride smartly up the floor. Quick pass ahead for Hinman. Hinman gives it up for Hefner. Can't find the handle. Ball rolls into the corner where Hefner has it. Hefner stops. Gives down low for Toth. Behind the net for Lewis Radcliffe. He dances, waits, tries to shovel it in. He scores! Nice play. Lewis Radcliffe dancing behind the net. Stuffs it in. Calgary up 6-3.
Well, he was 6 inches inside. This time he made sure both feet were outside, and he dove in. Look at that goal.
Nice athletic move by Lewis Radcliffe. 104 points last year, and I'll tell you what, the pace he is on this year, entering tonight with 21. That's a 7-point per game average. Wow.
Got an injury.
Injured member of the Portland Lumberjacks on the floor. That's Ray Goose. He's being attended to. And as he's being attended to, we'll take this quick timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
.330 horsepower, all-wheel steering, 330 horsepower, sleek style. Did we mention 330 horsepower? The all-new Infiniti G37 Coupe. Discover it at Hyatt Infiniti and the Calgary Auto Mall.
The City of Calgary Recreation encouraging all Calgarians to live active and healthy lifestyles. It only takes 30 minutes a day to feel the benefits of physical activity. Walk, run, or play 30 minutes a day. For information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Max Pasley Enterprises Limited would like to congratulate Candido Revillas for being a finalist in the Voice of McDonald's singing contest. Candido was chosen from over 3,600 contestants from 53 countries in hopes of becoming the top vocalist in the global McDonald's system.
The Rolls-Royce Phantom is noted for luxury and refinement. Available for weddings, anniversaries, and events. Only at zrlimo.com.
Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey is live on Shaw. Watch Tuesday, January 29th when the Calgary Hitmen look to melt the Kootenay Ice in Calgary. Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey, only on Shaw.
Did you know with today's low rates you may be paying hundreds more a month than you have to? Maybe it's time for a mortgage checkup. Hi, I'm Pablo Jackley and I can assist you with all your mortgage needs.
Mortgage Intelligence. For details, call 238-3111 or apply online at mymortgageoptions.ca.
6-3, Calgary leads Portland in the second quarter. I'm joined by Tracy Kelusky, the captain of the Calgary Roughnecks, out right now with a concussion. Tracy, when did the injury happen and when can we expect you back in?
The injury happened a week after, I guess, our Colorado loss, and it was just in practice, and one of those things that you just get hit awkwardly, and just don't feel 100%. And as far as when you can expect me back, it's day by day. Anytime you're dealing with concussions, you kind of have to take it day by day, and daily I'm feeling better.
How do you feel about the way the guys are playing tonight? I know it's tough going back to back, especially when you fly all the way from San Jose to Calgary. How do you think the guys are handling it tonight so far?
Real well. We talk about we need to find our own identity, and right now we're doing that. Guys are playing with a lot of character and a lot of motion, and that's what we need to be doing to win games.
All right, thanks, Tracy, and I hope to see you back soon.
Thanks, Wick.
Let's go back upstairs, guys.
Well, I think everybody that follows the Roughnecks hope he is back just as soon as possible, but most importantly is good health. As I say, there's a shot by Martin, saved by goaltender Avery. As I understand, it was just a very innocent play in practice. Him and Caleb Toth had a collision, nothing the two of them haven't had 100 times each before, and all of a sudden by the end of the practice he was feeling a little lightheaded, and now he's into that post-concussion phase, trying to get him back to health.
Yeah, I know he's riding the bike every day, or trying to see if it still bothers him, and obviously it is.
Ranger with a shot knocked down by King, who returns with 3:40 remaining. Stewart on the quick outlet, runs up the floor for the Lumberjacks. It's down low for low. There's a shot that bounces wide at the blocker side. They tie up along the boards. Morgan with the ball, the big 6'8" star of Portland. Dawson battling for the ball, loose by the center circle. Calgary has it, closing in on goal. Molesky, he winds up, lets a shot go, and he was in the crease, so we have a whistle, and the ball will turn over to Portland.
Talking about Tracy Kelusky, he's made Calgary his home. He teaches at one of the schools. He teaches lacrosse at the sports academy, and the kids love him, and he's just a great guy to have around, and I understand why he's the captain of this team.
No question. Very charismatic, very enthusiastic. Billing picks up the ball for Calgary, head for Andrew McBride. McBride into the attacking zone. He stops, lets a shot go. Knocked down by King. Isn't sure where it is. He smothered it. It was in his equipment. And he's going to pick it up. 6-3 Calgary holding the lead late in our first half.
There was a good example of the way the players shoot today, where McBride takes like a sidearm shot, and compared to the way Dawson shoots over his head.
Low with the ball down low for Dawson, lets one of those overhand shots go, deflected into the end netting by goaltender Ryan Avery. 6'1", 200-pounder. Hey, listen, stay tuned at the end of the second quarter for our halftime show hosted by Barry Strader. Barry will talk with Lumberjax head coach Derek Keenan. We'll ask the next about how rough this sport can be, spotlight rookie Dane Doby, and of course complete highlights and analysis of the first half. We mentioned Dane Doby as Hinman brings the ball in. More Cable for Hebner, lets a shot go, he scores! Nolan Hebner threads the needle, Calgary up 7-3.
Well, we said earlier they're using Hebner a little bit to give some of the relief to some of the forwards like Caleb and Kurt Milowski. Comes in there, takes a nice shot from way up high.
Yeah, but well out. We mentioned Dane Doby will be a halftime feature on him. We should tell you, as looks like Portland's called a timeout here. Nolan Hebner's third goal of the year. Doby is a scratch tonight. The reason is that huge Portland team, they just said, you know what? We don't want a little guy, a rookie. They're happy with his play, but they didn't want to put him in that meat grinder that is Portland. They've got a lineup. We talked about Morgan. There's 33 to the right of your screen at 6'8". He's the biggest, but there's a lot of guys that are real close to him. Dawson is 6'5". Brashley is 6'5". Brody Merrill is 6'4", and Peter Morgan is 6'6". We mentioned they share the Rose Garden in Portland with the NBA's Trailblazers, with guys that size. If the Blazers are ever stuck one night, good gosh, they just go down the hallway and say, come on and join us for a night. I mean, that's huge.
Well, I'm sure they'll be able to set picks. I don't know if they can dribble a basketball.
One pick for the last shot, take a chance. There's big 6'8" more. I'd put him out there. And there's Merrill at 6'4". That's a big team. Now, the downside of all that size, they're probably far from the fastest team in the league.
Yeah, that's what you pointed out earlier today,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. And I think that's why they play that really spread out offense.
Yeah. Here's Big Merrill, bounces a shot that goes into the end netting and turns over to Calgary.
Yeah, if they all tried to set picks and be in tight, there would be no room to get through to even get a shot off. So that's probably why they spread out so wide.
Yeah, they got a lot of big guys. There's a shot, bounces just wide. Rebound picked up by Caleb off the end boards. Caleb in the corner, he stops. Caleb plays it in front for Ratcliffe, curls away for the pressure. Our clock is at 9. Ratcliffe goes across the floor. Adler lets a shot go, he scores! Kelly Hall firing the ball in. That's Hall. Calgary up 8-3.
Well, we talked earlier about Kurt Malowski. He's always moving, and I am sure that he's probably screened this shot. Absolutely. He ducks, and that ball goes right over his head. And that's a third goal tonight over top of King's left shoulder.
Calgary up 8-3.
But Malowski always moving. I'm sure he was screening King on that play.
There's Kelly Hall. Native of Victoria, 27 years old. Ranger has it for Calgary. Ranger to the offensive zone. Ranger moves off a pick, gives it up for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe dribbling with the ball. Cradling it, holding it, going across for Hebner. Hebner back for Ratcliffe, back for Hebner on the two-man game. His shot bounces wide, in and out of his stick. Sadler comes out of the corner with the ball, being bothered by Crashley, and Calgary called for a shot clock violation. Basketball at the brain for a moment.
The other thing to note, it's 8-3. This is where we were the other day with San Jose, 8-3 going into the second half. So Calgary better make sure they're aware of the position they're in.
A timeout on the floor with 28.9 seconds remaining. And I think it'll be, they give it to Calgary. Was it charged to Calgary, the timeout?
I believe so.
Portland took the timeout, all right. Wait and see, as both teams were in possession of the ball very quickly, and they made the call. 8-3, Calgary leading. Shots on goal, 24 each, as Portland gets a play drawn up on the bench. Take a look at Ryan Avery, who's really been the story for Calgary. Thrust into the action at the absolute last moment. Take a look at what he has done in goal, the native of Hamilton, Ontario.
Yeah. Well, again, here, try and go right through the 5-hole, and he's just really shutting the door on that. He's moving well. You can see there he does his chicken wing. That's when the arm comes out and he stops it. There's another one they try between the legs. He stops that, another chicken wing. He's playing very well. I'm pretty happy for him. Again, last year he started a couple games and was kind of rushed out of the net, kind of too many goals against him, but he's had a great start to this game. And it's nice to see him going into the half with an 8-3 lead.
No question, Calgary has been in charge in this quarter. Calgary's outscored Portland 6-2. Mentioned young Avery in goal. Very, very nice guy from Hamilton, Ontario. Moved here to our city, but I haven't got him off of the Hamilton Tiger Cat love affair he has. I don't know about that, but other than that, he's blended right into Calgary.
He sure has. He's got a big grin on his face.
Oh,
if they ever get a close-up of him, He's got a huge grin. It's kind of like John Elway. You think that he's happy all the time. It's just that he's got such a great smile. Even when he's upset, he looks like he's smiling.
Portland extra man on the floor. Didn't work. Calgary has the ball. Sprinting back into the goal is King. McNish, a long shot, bounces on goal as the horn goes to end the opening half of the ball game. Good hustle by Ryan McNish heading down the floor. So, very, very good half for the Calgary Roughnecks. Not so good for the Portland Lumberjacks. It's 8-3 at the half, and certainly it's going to be a tough discussion in that dressing room, no doubt about that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Well, we're going to check in as Calgary congratulates one another on a good half. Let's see what Barry Strader has to say. He checks in with Portland.
Thanks very much, Mark. I'm here with Derek Keenan, head coach of the Portland Lumberjacks. Derek, it was a pretty tight half until the last 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter. What happened to allow Calgary to gain that momentum?
Yeah, I thought the goal when Kinger came out of the net there kind of changed things a little bit, and they gave them a bit of momentum. But, you know, we played pretty well until that point, and got to bury our chances, though. We had a lot of good quality looks, and the Averys played well. So, but you know what? 5 goals in this game's nothing, so we'll bounce back here in the second half.
Calgary had a long trip back from San Jose this morning to get here in time for the game. Are you expecting your team to have a little bit more energy in the second half?
I thought we did in the first quarter, actually. I thought we had a lot of jump. We had several transition opportunities. I suspect that if we keep pushing it, you know, we can wear them down a little bit. That's what we plan to do in the second half.
How important is it for your team to win this game, considering starting the season 0-2?
Well, it is. It's huge. I mean, this year, with the competitive balance in the league, and you know, we got to get a W down here somewhere, and why not tonight? So we'll pick things up in the second half here and really push it up the floor and see how things go.
Thanks, Derek. Good luck in the second half. Well, the Calgary Roughnecks, with 5 unanswered goals, now lead the Portland Lumberjacks by a score of 8-3 at halftime. Stay tuned for our halftime show. This is McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
You're watching the McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
Agility redefined and redesigned. The new 2008 Mercedes-Benz C-Class is ready for you with agility control suspension and 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Hyatt Mercedes-Benz, 9th Avenue and 14th Street downtown, purveyors of fine automobiles.
Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, CMHC, is Canada's national housing agency. Since 1946, CMHC has helped Canadians access a variety of quality, affordable, and environmentally sustainable homes.
Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw TV. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks put you right in the action. Join us for all the bone-crushing action of the 2008 season as the Roughnecks fight their way to another Champions Cup. The next game has the Roughnecks traveling to Rochester to face the 2007 East Division champions, the Nighthawks, Saturday, February 16th. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks, only on Shaw.
At Hyatt Detail, we make your vehicle look like new with over a decade of experience serving Calgary and area with paint protection, rock art, and full interior and exterior vehicle detailing. Car, truck, boat, or RV, protect your investment today. Hyatt Detail, 7373 11th Street Southeast, just 2 blocks away from Costco South. Keeping Calgarians in the know.
The City of Calgary's assessment notices were mailed. Now is the time to review your notice and, if necessary, make an inquiry before February 4th. Call 268-2888 for more information.
Gives it up for Devin Ray. Ray cutting it on goal shoot and
scores! Welcome back to the Pengrowth Saddledome here in Calgary, where the Roughnecks lead the Portland Lumberjacks by a score of 8-3 after what was a pretty close first half until the Roughnecks exploded with 5 unanswered goals to take that 5-goal lead into the halftime. Well, of course, as we all know, injuries are a huge part of the sport of lacrosse. It's a very physical game. Nicole Walkler has more on how injuries can affect lacrosse.
While the name Roughnecks is actually a tribute to Calgary's oil and gas industry workers, it could easily stand for the roughness of the game.
What's the worst injury you've ever seen where during a game you kind of said, oh, I'm glad that wasn't me?
Well, numerous high sticks, I guess. You know, sometimes with the ball in the heat of the moment, the offensive guys are ducking, but you get hit in the head, and anytime you see someone getting hit in the head, it's a big one.
Dietrich got knocked out by that shot in his helmet, and the officials now are going to call it as Dietrich lying motionless in the cage.
Well, there have actually been several of those. Well, you could probably divide them into two groups, the ones that involve bleeding and the ones that don't.
We have a fight behind the play. Andrew McBride for Calgary. He ties up with a Minnesota player, and they break that up as the Minnesota Swarm, obviously a frustrated team.
I saw a couple guys get into a scrap, and one guy, he got split wide open, and he was just covered with blood. Yeah, it was pretty rough looking, but a couple of stitches, and he was good to go.
The sport of lacrosse has a relatively violent background, invented by Native North Americans to settle intertribal disputes and prepare young warriors for battle. Those who partook in matches were often gravely injured or killed. Obviously, the game has been greatly modified since then, and according to a number of players, many injuries are not as bad as they look, and sometimes Canada's national summer sport gets an undeserved bad rap.
You know what? I've been hurt playing hockey a lot more than I've ever been playing lacrosse. So
actually, from a training perspective, I'd say that it isn't as rough as people would probably expect that it is. People often talk to us about, oh, I went to the game and the amount of punishment those guys take, but really, compared to a lot of other sports, the injuries aren't as frequent or as severe.
Surprisingly, it's not too bad. Little injuries like maybe shoulders, some turf burn and stuff. But for how rough the game is, it's pretty calm when it comes to injuries.
Still, it's not exactly for the faint of heart.
When I was playing junior lacrosse, a guy actually somebody fell on top of him and broke his fibula, and his bone was sticking out of his leg, so it was pretty gross.
For McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw, I'm Nicole Walkler.
Well, there are injuries in lacrosse. I'm not sure how many people who play dodgeball suffer injuries, but that can be a pretty physical sport as well, as you can see. Well, of course, as there is every year, a lot of new faces on the Calgary Roughnecks this season, including rookie Dane Doby, and he is who we are featuring tonight in our player profile.
I started real young, help from my dad. He put me into the game, and my grandpa too. I just loved it ever since, haven't stopped playing. Grandpa and Dad had a big influence on me, teaching me little things, My grandpa played at a high level of lacrosse, and so did my dad. I used to go to all Toronto Rock games because I was from Ontario, right? So Colin Doyle and Josh Sanderson are pretty good players. I've been watching them ever since I was young.
Get a Sanderson shoots and scores.
Playing in junior A with Kurt and Burnaby it was a great organization, and for the junior A team to take you in like that, it's awesome. I went across the country to play there.
I had him for 3 years. I had Dane, and his first year he came out, we won the Minnow Cup that year.
It was in Edmonton. That was my first year playing junior A under Kurt, and we had a great team. We went in there, the underdogs to Six Nations, and we beat them in a best 2 out of 3 series, and it was just, I can't even explain it almost. It was just unbelievable.
He just has that smartness about himself, and he just sees the floor so well. And he was, he always worked hard, came to practice ready to go, and one of the hardest working guys in games and in practice. He was, he's a bit of a coach's dream.
I just worked my way up and went through junior and went through the minor system and everything. And when you get to junior, I guess you just hope for the best and play the way I did and how I got coached, and I got drafted.
A lot of teams phone and ask the coach they had in junior, what do you think of Dane? Do you think he could play?
I heard I got drafted in the Minto Cup warm-up at the finals. A friend from the crowd, kind of yelled it at me, told me that I was getting drafted. I got drafted 4th to Calgary, so it's a pretty good feeling. As of right then, it was kind of we had a big game to go through, I tried to put it out of my head, but it was an awesome feeling. I got the shivers the whole time.
In front, Doby, a shot and a goal. That's his first in the National Lacrosse League. Dane Doby, a 4-goal lead now by Calgary, and the 3rd power play goal of the night for the Roughnecks.
Well, you can't be more happy if you're the Calgary Roughnecks.
He averaged more than 4 points per game in the junior circuit up in Canada. One scout said about Dane, he has the game similar to that of 2007 National Lacrosse League Rookie of the Year, Ryan Benesh.
It was a good start, I guess, to the season, good week, but I had the shots, I had the opportunities, and I guess it took a bit of weight off my shoulders once I got one, and just made me feel a bit better, you know, feel at home kind of. The guys really helped me out a lot. The leaders, got a lot of leaders on this team, you know, and they really helped me out and put me through the right spots. It would have to be Tracy Kolosky. You know, he's just so dedicated, and you can tell right when you go in the room, and he's just there, and he's always ready to go. It's always lacrosse, you know, and he's always helping. He helps me out a lot, telling me little things that I need to know about the next level, right? And he's a smaller guy too, and I'm a small guy, and you know, it's just nice. He's a great player. Roughnecks is a great place, right? They take you right under your wing. It's like almost a home. All the players are so friendly, and they get you going. It's not like you're left out as a newcomer. It's you're right in with the mix, and they treat you really well. And I just feel like everybody's great, you know, and it's a good start, and hopefully we can keep it. But lacrosse-wise, I just want to keep going, you know. Hopefully my years get better and better, and stay in Calgary. I love it here.
It is a very busy night in the National Lacrosse League. 5 other games on the schedule this evening. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We have Toronto defeating New York by a final score of 14-10 in overtime. Philadelphia defeated Buffalo 15-14. Chicago handled Edmonton easily 17-11 the final in that one. One other final score, Minnesota edged out Rochester 18-17, and one game still underway in Denver. Colorado leads San Jose by a score of 7-3. That's in quarter number 3. Here it is 8-3. The Calgary Roughnecks leading the Portland Lumberjacks. Stay tuned for more of our halftime show. This is McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
Born from the designs of rally racing, built for everyday life. The all-new 7-passenger Suzuki XL7. Calgary Suzuki, your Calgary Suzuki Superstore, corner of 16th Avenue and Barlow Trail Northeast.
A world-class Rolls-Royce Phantom for your world-class entrance. Make it yours for weddings, anniversaries, and events. Only at ZRLimo.com.
Who do you trust with your carpets? ServPro, providing dedicated carpet and upholstery care in Calgary since 1964. ServPro, the one to know for all your cleaning needs.
And now a message from the Institute of Better Cash Lending. Remember this number, 818-CASH. 818-CASH will connect you to one of our friendly staff members. They will inform you about what you need to bring with you to get a fast and easy loan. No hidden fees, always fast and friendly.
Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays. Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw TV. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks put you right in the action. Join us for all the bone-crushing action of the 2008 season as the Roughnecks fight their way to another Champions Cup. The next game has the Roughnecks traveling to Rochester to face the 2007 East Division champions, the Nighthawks, Saturday, February 16th. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks, only on Shaw.
And welcome back to the Pengrove Saddle Dome, where the Calgary Roughnecks holding a good sizable lead as we've played one half of the game. Mark Steven and Mario Vitari. And from my point of view, Mario, one guy we did not think we'd see tonight, Ryan Avery in goal, has really stepped up and in my mind is the difference right now.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to think this kid didn't even think he was going into the game, not even during the warm-up. And what did we find out 5 seconds before the start of the game, and he's putting his
about that, yeah,
on.
Not much more, I can tell you that. How about some opening half highlights?
Okay. Well, they did a good job here today getting some highlights for us. Start with the first one. I think this is Hall's goal from way out over top of King. He went down way too early, put it over top of him. Here we go again with some good work behind the net, getting the ball. And oh, I'm sorry. This is one of the points that I was talking. Portland is just so big. They're running all over the Roughnecks, and here's Toth hitting King out of the net, getting the loose ball. Shadler puts it in the net, Ranger puts it in the net, and that was really a key to launching Calgary's 5-0 goals. And then what can you say about Ratcliffe putting it in? Look at his feet, dives in, puts it right behind the goalie. Outstanding goal by Ratcliffe. And then here's another shot by Hall, and you'll see two Calgary guys duck, and it goes right over the shoulder of King again. But that's just Calgary moving well and getting in front of him.
Shots on goal in the opening half, 24 each. Portland 48 loose balls, 44 for Calgary. Portland 2 of 4 on the power play. Calgary 0 of 1. Face-offs even at 6 apiece. And here's where we are as we open up our second half of the game. Calgary holding an 8-3 lead. We're just underway in the second half from the Pengrowth Saddledome. National Lacrosse League action. Calgary looking for a weekend sweep. They won last night. See what they do here. But Portland has the ball down by 5. Morgan gives the ball up for Malowski. Out high for Powell. Powell with the move. Curls, tries to muscle his way towards the goal. He's being pushed back by Molesky. Powell with the ball. The shot clock is at 10. Powell for a cutter in front for Merrill. The late penalty coming up against Calgary as Avery touches the ball. Ilya, by the way, is in goal for Portland as the referee comes to the near side. So Molesky going to the box, native of Prince George, BC.
Just a little bit too aggressive on Powell.
Got that stick high,
and he just cross-checked him.
Yep.
Almost looked like Powell went down a little bit, but you can't cross-check like that.
Here we go. Portland with that big power play. Low across the floor for Powell. Down low for Dawson. Back up for Powell. His pass for Dawson too high. He picks the ball up off the end boards. Up high for Low for Powell. Powell goes across the floor. It's a return pass off the end of his stick. Ball rolls out by the penalty box area. Portland 2 of 4 with 6 shots on the power play. There's a shot that hits the goalpost, bounces back out to Powell. Powell holding. Going down low for Morgan. On top for Low. Go down low for Morgan. He tries to close in. He's shut off. Across the floor to Powell. Powell lets a shot go. That is high and wide. Big rebound off the end of the side of the net to Dawson. He can't find the stick. And Avery has the ball.
Well, Portland doesn't look sharp. They made a couple of bad passes there on that series for their power play, and only got a shot on the post.
1:01 remaining. Calgary has that in their man down situation. They have the ball as Ratcliffe walks off some time. He's out high. Shot clock is at 6. Ratcliffe killing time, goes across the floor. The ball bounces into the stick of Portland's McDonald. McDonald lobs it ahead for Caudron. Caudron for Portland, waits for the power play unit to get on the floor. Or Martin brings it into the offensive zone. Martin goes down in the corner. High for Malowski. Malowski for Morgan, across the floor to Dawson. Down low for Powell, closes in, hesitation move, lets a shot go, rebound, they score! Nice quick stick by Malowski, picks up the rebound, and Portland scores on the power play to make it 8-4.
Well, you can tell he's a Malowski. He's got a quick stick, knows where to go. He just plants himself there, puts it right over top of the shoulder. Avery going down.
So it's 8-4 for Calgary. Nice play in front, high in the net.
Yeah, Avery just really didn't have a chance there. If he would have stayed up, he would have went down low. That's a tough place to be.
Ashley with the ball for the Lumberjacks, being bothered by Carnegie. Ahead for Low. This is going to be tough for the Roughnecks. Second of back-to-back games in the second half. Malowski behind the net, being harassed by Cable, tries to find a man cutting to the goal. Low couldn't put his stick on the ball. It's loose. Malowski has it to the corner. 8 on the shot clock. Malowski cradling. High for Stewart. He lets a long shot go. Knocked down in the midsection by Avery. And Hinman picks it up for Calgary. This is going to be when it counts. They're going to have to use their bench wisely here.
Yeah, I agree. Calgary has really got to make sure that they don't lull into what they did 2 weeks ago, where they started thinking that they had the game won and they let it slip away. Let's take a look and see what they do today.
Rangers shot bounces wide, gets his own rebound, goes out high for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe for the shot clock, lets the shot go, whistles wide, and Merrill picks up the ball in the center circle. Merrill has it for Portland. Spins away from Hefner's pressure. Lays it down low. Dawson with the ball. It's too low. It's loose on the floor. Calgary picks it up. Todd, who was very, very strong last night as well, had 9 loose balls. Picks it up for Calgary.
Well, Dawson must get frustrated. One pass was about 2 feet over his 6'6" frame, and the other one was at his ankle. So
can't get it either of those places. Crashly closing in for Portland. Cuts to the goal. Lets the shot go. It's over the net. There's contact in the crease area. The net is knocked off the goal line. They lost a helmet as well, did Ian Crashly.
Looks like he's getting a penalty for charging.
Well, Calgary will get a chance to go on the power play as Crashly crashed the net from Whitby, Ontario, just east of Toronto. A second-round pick of Portland. Portland made the playoffs in their first year, tumbled to 4-12 last year. And
yeah, he left his feet, and as soon as he left his feet, he still has to be in control of his body. He ran right into Avery, so that's why they called a penalty on him.
Calgary with a man up as Lewis Ratcliffe has the ball in his stick. For Ranger for Caleb Toth. Down low for Miloski for Caleb. On top for Ranger. On the right side, it's Ratcliffe with Kelly Hall. Ratcliffe has it. Shot clock at 13. Ranger with the ball in the corner for Miloski. Ratcliffe closes in. There's a quick shot knocked away by the goaltender King. And back comes Portland. Morgan with the ball into the attacking zone. He lets a shot go. Big save, Avery. Ball is loose in front of the net. It rolls to the side. Picked up by Merrill. Rolls it out high for Matt Kilby.
Calgary's got to get those loose balls, especially on a power play. They got an extra man. They got to make sure they get loose balls. This is going to be their second 30-second shot clock that Portland's going to get to waste on this power play.
Oski spins in the corner and now setting up in front for Stewart. It's over his stick and rolls back to the penalty box area. 5 seconds on the shot clock, but it turns over to Calgary. Calgary getting their man up unit on the floor. And Kelly Hall has the ball in his stick. He's on the right. Goes across the floor for Scott Ranger. Ranger 16 on the shot clock, high for Caleb Toth. Or Ratcliffe, he closes in across the floor. There's a shot knocked down by King, loose in the crease area. They tie up for it. King gathers it in with his stick.
I think that's Eliak in net, Mark.
It is indeed. They made a switch. Eliak in the game. King absorbed that hit. He's on the bench, on the floor, now back in. Here's Eliak. Dawson brings it in, 9:19 remaining in the quarter. Dawson goes behind the net. Avery out of his net to lay into him. Ball is loose, picked up by Martin. He absorbs the hit, turns, shoots, knocked down, smothered by the goaltender Avery. Now it's loose in the crease area, knocked down by Martin, and we'll have a stoppage in play. All right, we'll take a quick break and be back with more Lumberjacks and Roughnecks action on Shaw.
Max Pasley Enterprises Limited would like to congratulate Candido Revillas for being a finalist in the Voice of McDonald's singing contest. Candido was chosen from over 3,600 contestants from 53 countries in hopes of becoming the top vocalist in the global McDonald's system.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centre has 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Who do you trust with your carpets? ServPro, providing dedicated carpet and upholstery care in Calgary since 1964. ServPro, the one to know for all your cleaning needs.
It's about celebrating life. And Carpool Wednesdays. The Nissan Quest with a 5-star crash rating. Calgary's best deals are at Fish Creek Nissan, 14750 McLeod Trail South. Shift space.
The all-new Saturn Aura. Take the Saturn Challenge at Crowfoot Saturn Saab in the Crowfoot Center Northwest. People first.
Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, CMHC, is Canada's national housing agency. Since 1946, CMHC has helped Canadians access a variety of quality, affordable, and environmentally sustainable homes.
Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
Did you know with today's low rates you may be paying hundreds more a month than you have to? Maybe it's time for a mortgage checkup. Hi, I'm Pablo Jackley and I can assist you with all your mortgage needs.
Mortgage Intelligence. For details, call 238-3111 or apply online at mymortgageoptions.ca.
On the Pengrove Saddledome, somebody forgot to remind those guys that Halloween's 10 months away, but
And one guy with the mask, I hope he can see the game.
All right, here we go. Calgary with the ball. The Ranger absorbs a hit. He sends a pass that's picked off by the goaltender Eliuk. And back comes Portland. 8-4 Calgary with the lead. Merrill runs through the center circle. Now Brody Merrill gives it up for Powell down low. Powell being harassed by Shatler. Powell with the ball, 15 on the shot clock. He spins, looks for an opening. Goes back out high for Miloski. Down low for Morgan. He dances with the ball. Morgan cuts off a pick. Across the floor goes to Dawson. His shot, quick stick, goes across the crease. Nice try by Stapleford. Couldn't put it in. Good ball movement by Portland.
That looked like it was a shot, and I'm sure it was a pass.
It was actually, yeah. He set it on goal, but I think he might have changed it up at the last second.
Great
Here's
ball
Lewis
control.
Ratcliffe, and what, we got a technical violation, moving screen on Calgary.
Yeah, I think Shatler was moving pick. It's amazing in the NLL, you can almost push a guy down and then not get called, and then the next time you just barely push him and they call it a moving pick. It must be the advantage that the ball player gets with the pick.
Lowe and Cable collide going for the ball. It's loose in the center circle area, a race for it. Todd couldn't get a stick on the ball, plays it ahead though for Hinman. They've been the fine transition player for Todd. Todd pick up from Arizona. He was there last year. Or Kelly Hall. Now Hall to the attacking zone. Or Ratcliffe, 7.5 remaining third quarter. Ratcliffe makes a move towards the goal. He is cut off, goes across the floor. Nolan Hebner with the ball, back out high for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe cradling in front. Well, taken by Miloski. He retreats, tries to set up a pass to Hall, side of the net. He goes behind the net, but the shot clock expires. Ball turns over, 8-4, Calgary with the lead. As Hall runs to the bench.
Well, earlier you saw Sean Cable get run over by a Portland player. I think that's when you were mentioning that they weren't playing Doby. He's a young guy. He's the type of guy that'll put his nose in anywhere. And as a rookie, you probably want him to get a little bit more experience before he starts trying to challenge some of the size of these Portland players.
Yes, it's a battle you'll likely lose if you're a youngster. Here's Molesky with the ball for Calgary. With 6:40 remaining in our third quarter. 8-4, Calgary leading. They led 2-1 after one, 8-3 at the half. Lewis Ratcliffe, the fine goal scorer, with the ball on the dot. He makes a move, stops, goes back out high. Ranger with the ball, veers left off a pick, now stops, throws it behind the net with the ball. Hebner in front, turning with the ball is Shatler, loses the handle, it's loose and is picked up by Portland. Brody Merrill charging ahead for the Lumberjacks. Merrill closing in, he stops and retreats, curls back. And puts it out high for Lowell. New legs on the floor for the Lumberjacks. And for Stewart closing in, big save with a blocker by Avery.
Well, that was awesome by Avery. He exploded into that shot. Instead of going down, he started going down and then it just exploded into the shot. Beautiful save.
Cable's pass ends up on the stick of Caleb Toth. He absorbs a hit. Knocked down by Richard Morgan. Ball turns over to Portland. Nice play by the behemoth Morgan.
Well, Caleb's a tough guy to knock down, and like you said, he absorbed all of that one.
Hinman picks up the loose ball for Calgary. 5:22 remaining in our third quarter. McBride gives it up for Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe's been a trooper tonight on the floor in every offensive situation. Gives it up for Shatler, 4-goal man last night. Shatler cradles with one hand. Now puts 2 on the ball. Shatler ahead for Hevner off the end of his stick. And Morgan picks it up, runs behind his net. Well, Lumberjacks putting new personnel on the floor. Morgan to the other half of the Morgan family. Peter runs behind the net. Sets up Dawson in the corner, up high for Powell. Powell makes a move, closing in. Gives it for Powell, it's behind him. Dawson has to pick it up. Dawson comes out of the corner, gives it up. There's a shot. Avery steers it aside. It's loose on the floor. Morgan battles with it. Carnegie in there for Calgary. Comes to the side of the net, and we have a whistle. Ball turns over to Portland. All right, stay tuned for more Calgary Roughnecks action on Shaw.
The solution to your daily commute is here. The City Golf. Find it at Northland Volkswagen. Corner of Crowchild Trail and Northland Drive Northwest. Drivers wanted.
Did you know that if you have challenged credit, there are new mortgage solutions out there for you today? Hi, I'm Paul Bojackly, and I can assist you with all your mortgage needs.
Mortgage Intelligence. For details, call 238-3111 or apply online at mymortgageoptions.ca. Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast.
She's cute. We'll take care of you.
8-4 Calgary leading Portland here in the third quarter. I'm joined by Kelly Hall, who played for Portland last year. 2 goals against your former team this year. How sweet has that been so far?
I just want to work hard all night and get the 2 points for the club.
You guys came into this game with a 1-2 record. How important would it be for you, not only in the standings, but just emotionally on the team to get back to the 500 mark with a win tonight?
We've worked hard all year, practicing every weekend, and we owe it to ourselves to play 60 minutes and come out with the 2 points.
How are the legs feeling? I know 2 games in 2 nights is awfully tough, especially with the travel involved.
I'll tell you, this team's been working hard, and we're in shape. We're ready for it.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Let's go back upstairs.
Well, thank you, Barry. They'd better be in shape. Here's a look at some of his performances tonight. I'm talking about Kelly Hall.
Well, Hall's just shooting the ball at the net. He's keeping it high. I think King has been dropping a little bit, and Kelly's been putting him up high, and he's been moving a lot better this game than he was against San Jose.
No question about it. Portland with the ball. They have that big unit on the floor. Here's Big Dawson closing in. There's a shot steered away by Avery into the netting. Dawson does have that overhand shot. 100+ points last year. He's a dandy. Dawson gets the ball. Portland on the attack. Dawson with the ball, has a lane. Now stops, he's going to back out. Cable's bothering him. Behind the back pass to Stewart. He plays it down low for Powell. He can't find the handle on it. It's loose. They bang away for it. And finally picked up by Kyle Cooling for Calgary. Calgary with an 8-4 lead. But as Kelly Hall mentioned in that interview with Barry Strader, they're playing back-to-back games. They got to suck it up and hang on for about 18 more minutes. Here's Ratcliffe off a pick. He gives it up, cutting in. He is Ranger down low. He's going to stop and lose the handle. Knocked away by Portland. Lead pass ahead for Merrill. Calgary on a change. Merrill now runs into a defender. Hinman's bothering him. Cody Merrill backs back out. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Or Lowe. Lowe's pass goes behind Stapleford. Turnover to Calgary.
Yeah, Portland, it just seems like they're the ones that have more fatigue. They've made about 3 or 4 very errant passes today in this second half. It's about the 4th one.
Schaller for Calgary, cradling for Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe drives off a pick, has some room, winds up, shoots. King really a goal, smothering that one. Quick outlet pass long up the floor for Crashley, too far for him. He's going to pick it up for Portland, though. He's battling with Cable. Crashley in the corner. Back out high for Kilby. The for big Dawson. Dawson draws 2 defenders to him, goes across the floor for Martin. Martin, and we have a whistle, and that's off the ball. What do we got? A moving pick away from the goal.
Another moving pick knocked the Calgary player right down.
And Kelly Hall, who was the object of that interview a moment ago. Quickly ahead for Nolan Hebner, back for Hall. 2:13 remaining in the quarter.
Yeah,
Calgary has a lead.
Cable was knocked down on that moving pick.
All across the floor for Nolan Hebner. Hebner lets a low shot go and scores! Nice play with the underhand scoop shot, moving Calgary up 9-4 as some of the young fans celebrate in their own unique ways.
Well, Calgary needed that. They hadn't scored yet this period, and they were able to generate a little bit of offense. They're also playing, there's a nice underhand shot. Iliak, I think he should have had that, but again, maybe one of his players stepped in front of that.
Calgary up 9-4 and off the face off in the center circle. Molesky has the ball and gives it up for Caleb Tolf. 9-4 Calgary.
Hebner is quietly having a very good game, taking draws, loose balls, playing on the offense, getting goals. Hebner's playing a super game today for Calgary.
And Tolf leads for Molesky. He closes in, he shoots and ends up in the net. That doesn't net him anything except the stoppage in play. Nice to see that Kurt Molesky, one of the senior members of the team at 36, is still playing with fire and passion.
Absolutely.
And there's a penalty. They drew a penalty as he was pushed into the net. So Matt Kelby goes to the box. Get another look at it. Yeah, they say he shoved him from behind and cross-checked him. So that's why he went in the net.
He was going there. He just had a little extra help getting into the net.
Hall scores! 7 seconds into the power play.
Well, new goalie, different shoulder for Hall. King might have told Iliak he's going over my left shoulder, and Hall buried it right over top of Iliak's right shoulder. Nice play by Hall.
10-4, Calgary with the lead. He used the defender as a screen very well. Pat Jones was in the way, and he sized it up and fired it in the goal, and Calgary has that 10-4 lead.
Well, it looks like they're not panicking today like they did a couple weeks ago. They're using the offense properly. They're not trying to force the ball. Transition guys are giving up the ball to the forwards, and Calgary seems to be taking control of this game.
Hebner with a quick shot knocked away by Iliak. 1 minute remaining in our third quarter. Portland back up the floor. It's loose. Foul for Portland, vies for it. Shadler comes in for Calgary. Now it's knocked off his stick, and Kodrin has it. For Dawson. Dawson sprints in on goal. Lets a shot go. Bounces wide. Big juicy rebound off the end boards. A collision in front of the penalty box area. Morgan can't handle it. Cooling knocks it ahead. Rolling in on the Portland goal. And away from the play, we have a timeout, I believe, or do we have a penalty? I mean, Portland may have called a timeout, did they?
I'm not sure what he's...
No, just a violation away from the ball.
Trying to pick up what it was, because Portland had the ball already.
There we go. Molesky with the ball for Portland. Across the floor, give it up for Dawson. Dawson back out high for Molesky. Back to Dawson. He closes in, lets the shot go. Knocked down by Avery. Ray picks it up with 18 seconds left in the quarter. See if they put the extra man on.
Well, Portland was setting up to put the extra man on, and now Calgary's doing it.
Avery running to the bench. Calgary sets up for the last shot. Ball to the stick of Lewis Ratcliffe. He's at 4. His cross-forward pass is knocked down, empty net, but Portland can't get the shot away before the expiration of time. All right, Calgary has a 10-4 lead. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Lumberjacks and Roughnecks action on Shaw.
And now a message from the Institute of Better Cash Lending. Remember this number, 818-CASH. 818-CASH will connect you to one of our friendly staff members. They will inform you about what you need to bring with you to get a fast and easy loan. No hidden fees, always fast and friendly.
Animal and Bylaw Services reminds Calgarians to license your cat or dog at 3 months of age, spay or neuter your pet, and pick up after your dog. Animal and Bylaw Services partnering with Calgarians to encourage safe, healthy, clean communities where people and pets live in harmony.
Remember how great it was the first time you took your car on the road? Just wait until you take your ride off it. The Suzuki Grand Vitara. You're out of here. Calgary Suzuki, your Calgary Suzuki Superstore, corner of 16th Avenue and Barlow Trail Northeast.
Who do you trust with your carpets? ServPro, providing dedicated carpet and upholstery care in Calgary since 1964. ServPro, the one to know for all your cleaning needs.
Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey is live on Shaw. Watch Tuesday, January 29th when the Calgary Hitmen look to melt the Kootenay Ice in Calgary. Strauss-Herb WHL Hockey, only on Shaw.
The City of Calgary Leisure Center's 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Well, we've had a lot of action here tonight, and I just want to remind you, if you'd like to see a Calgary Roughnecks game live, all you have to do is call Ticketmaster at 777-0000 or visit the Roughnecks website at www.calgaryroughnecks.com. The next Roughnecks home game is Friday, February 8th, when the Buffalo Bandits come to Calgary. Be a big game for Kurt Silka, team general manager, his team from a few years ago. This is also a big night, though, for Kurt because his brother, Brian Silcott, is in the building. Brian's the vice president of the Portland Lumberjacks. Little rivalry on the line there.
Yeah, they got brothers all over the place playing against each other.
That's right. All right, fourth quarter underway. Calgary has that 10-4 lead.
That Buffalo game's going to be a big game for Calgary. They're calling Calgary Buffalo West, so.
Well, I can understand why. Yeah, a lot of ties to that team, which has been a long-term powerhouse in the league. Take a peek at how things are going through 3 quarters. Of course, Calgary 10-4 on the scoreboard. Portland has the lead in shots on goal, 34-30. Portland 3 of 5 on the power play. Calgary 1 of 3. Those shot and goal totals indicative of the fine play of Ryan Avery tonight in goal.
Yeah, Ryan's been the story today because shots are pretty close, and he's certainly outplaying the Portland goalies.
Radcliffe with the ball right in front for Belowski, shoots, and there's a save. Eliak knocks it away. Nice play with the glove hand.
Now, how does a guy that...
Ranger out of the corner. He's knocked down in front of the net. And I think we have a Portland penalty coming up here. Might even have a little skirmish as Ranger was sent sprawling down. See what the play is here that results in the whistle and the stoppage. Ranger, feisty competitor, added about 8 or 10 pounds this year, he was telling me, just for these kind of incidents where he could come out and muscle through checks. But that one is a penalty no matter how big or small you are. So both goaltenders tonight have been penalized in this game. Eliak is penalized here. And
but you're right about him gaining some weight.
Yep.
I saw him at a junior hockey game a couple weeks ago, and he certainly looks like he's gotten a lot stronger.
Just said he needed to fight through some checks. He plays that tough down low position primarily, where you have to muscle your way into position and get shots away. There's Ranger with a shot. Bounces wide, big rebound at full stride. Merrill has a break. He's closing in on goal. That's a shot goal. Save Avery. Avery scoops up the loose ball. Quick pass up the floor. Molesky has it for Calgary. 10-4. Calgary with the lead. Calgary has the power play advantage. Calgary's Caleb Toth with the ball. Advances towards the goal for Molesky. His shot hits the goal post. Toth on top for Chatler. Chatler over for Toth. Toth looks for a lane, gives it up for Chatler. For Lewis Ratcliffe, he cradles the ball across the floor to Miloski. Miloski away across for Ranger down low. 16 on the shot clock for Miloski. The ball hits his stick and goes wide. Toth battles along the end boards for it. Now Jones comes in for Portland. Lays the body on for Shatler across the front for Miloski. Can't get the shot away. Both with the ball. Kilby hassles him. 43 seconds of the power play opportunity. Kelly Hall on top for Ratcliffe. He tees it up, changes his mind for Miloski. In front for Shatler. He tries to shovel it in, knocked down by Iliak. And back comes Portland. Nice save by Dallas Iliak. Ball is turned over. Shatler has it for Calgary. Calgary was on a change, so there's no help in the attacking zone.
That's just hard work by Shatler. All the Calgary guys were changing. He stayed back, was able to make a nice stick check and get the ball back.
Roski for Ranger. 10 seconds. One last shot for Calgary in the power play. Shoots and scores! Lewis Ratcliffe. Calgary moves ahead 11-4.
Well, Ratcliffe has got a great shot. He, as we said earlier, he's so strong, but he just lets that go, and Iliak couldn't even get to it to stop it. Nope.
Iliak works in the Portland front office when he's not playing on the floor. But a nice hard shot. Got everything into that one, did Lewis Ratcliffe.
And again, you see Milowski moving, causes the goalie to take a peek. Ratcliffe shoots it. He's not ready for the shot.
Calgary looking to add to their lead. Lewis Ratcliffe cradling the ball, make a move towards the goal. Jones bothering him. He spins away. Now backs out. We have the late penalty coming up, or do we have two players going off? Yes, Nolan Hebner goes to the penalty box, but he brings Ian Crashley of Portland, their big bruising defender, with him.
Well, Crashley cross-checked him in the head a little earlier, and just before it happened, and he took exception to it, and they just started both pushing each other, and now they're sitting in the box together.
There's the call made. So offsetting penalties, 5 runners each. Ranger cuts off a pick, driving in on goal. The ball is stripped. Nice play, Morgan, but it's loose. Calgary gets it back again on the turnover. Miloski with the ball, carries it across into the attacking zone. Here's Miloski, goes back out high for Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe motions to a cutter towards the goal. Burns fires, Iliak with the save.
Well, Portland's got to start doing something if they want to get back into this game, because it's all Calgary right now, even though the shots are almost even.
Ball is loose in the corner in the Calgary zone. Ray can't find the handle. Morgan has it for Portland. He's double teamed. Now a third member of Calgary comes in to jostle with him. Ball is picked up by Carnegie. He's off, gives it up for McBride. Andy McBride for Calgary. Stops at the line. Calgary sending offensive players on. In fact, McBride goes for a change.
And that's the difference between this game and San Jose. McBride stopped and waited for the offensive guys to get on. In that San Jose game, the transition guys were trying to run all the way down and scoring.
Yep, everybody does their job, and look what happens. 11-4 Calgary. Turnover in the attacking zone, and back comes Portland. Over with the ball. Long pass ahead for Spencer Martin. He comes back out, comes back in across the line. Cooling's watching him. Martin in the corner. Shot clock at 14. The ball is knocked loose, and Calgary picks it up. Nice play by Cooling. Added to the lineup tonight. Holding his lead pass in the attacking zone. Knocked down by Miloski. Shatler battles him for Calgary. Iliak comes out of the net. Puts his big stick on the ball in the crease. Gives it up for Kelby. 11-4 Calgary. 10:07 remaining in our fourth quarter. Calgary firmly in charge here.
Yeah, Portland should think of taking a timeout, regrouping a little bit. I don't think they've had a shot in about 4 minutes.
Dawson turnaround shot knocked down by Avery. His quick outlet pass ahead for Hinman. Hinman ahead. There's a shot by Ratcliffe, knocked away by Iliak. Nice ball movement, Calgary. McDonald scoops it up for Portland, ahead for Goose, the former Western Hockey League player. Goose across the offensive zone for Portland. And for Stableford, side of the net. Merrill trying to get a shot away. At least Powell did. And it rolls wide. Here comes Sean Cable for Calgary. He looks over at the bench, watches the offensive players on the floor. Gives it for Kelly Hall, and Cable goes for a breather. And Calgary changes with Jeff Shatler on the floor. Shatler picks it up, closing in, lets the shot go, knocked down Eliak. He's on top of the ball, smothers it, and gives the outlet up the floor to Morgan. 8:58 remaining, Calgary by 7. Morgan across the line, trying to muscle through a check. Morgan spins, tries to burst towards the goal. Ranger bothering him. Goes up high, throws it for an over and back violation as we go to break. All right, we'll be right back. You're watching McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
Max Pasley Enterprises Limited would like to congratulate Candido Revias for being a finalist in the Voice of McDonald's singing contest. Candido was chosen from over 3,600 contestants from 53 countries in hopes of becoming the top vocalist in the global McDonald's system.
The Rolls-Royce Phantom is noted for luxury and refinement. Available for weddings, anniversaries, and events. Only at zrlimo.com.
Don't let prices at the pump intimidate you. The City Jetta. Find it at Northland Volkswagen, corner of Crowchild Trail and Northland Drive Northwest. Drivers want it.
Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast.
Welcome back to the Penrose Saddle Dome. Calgary leading Portland now 11-4, playing in the fourth quarter. I'm joined by Lewis Ratcliffe, the leading scorer for the Roughnecks. 3 goals in this game tonight. Tell me about the fourth quarter tonight. What's been the difference in this fourth quarter so far compared to your previous 3 games where you guys had a little bit of problems?
Well, I think we just kind of tried to coast and hold on to the lead in the fourth quarter for the first couple games. And tonight we're going to continue to keep going at the net, and we're not going to play to not lose. We're going to play to win. So I think that's the key tonight.
What can you say about the performance of Ryan Avery in this game? He didn't expect to start, went in for Steve Dietrich. He's been unbelievable.
That's what you need out of a backup. He's played unbelievable tonight. I don't think he knew he was going until about 10 minutes before the game. So, all the credit in the world to him. He's playing unreal, and we definitely needed it.
Thanks, Lewis. Good luck the rest of the night.
Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs.
Well, there's Ryan Avery. If he had 10 minutes notice, it's about 10 minutes more than most of his teammates did, because I don't think anybody thought he was going to run on the floor as the starting goaltender. He's been very good. 4 goals on 36 shots. I think Lewis hit it right on. Mario, what's going on here tonight? As opposed to other games where they played not to lose. They're just pushing and driving for more. They're up 11-4. They want more.
Yeah, they're playing to win, not to lose.
Ratcliffe's helmet is knocked off. Morgan scoops up the loose ball. Quick pass up the floor to Merrill. Merrill in full stride. He cuts left. He spins. He turns and shoots. Whistles it wide. Yeah. Rebound coming back is Ranger for Calgary. Ashley bothering him. Ranger coming in on goal. Now stops. And Troy Courtney, I think, has done a very good job at managing the bench. All of his big gunners have been on, but they've had some breaks as well. Not a lot, but just enough to keep them fresh.
Yeah, I think he's managed the bench very well today. Caleb Toth has had a couple of breaks, and because of that, he just seems to be as fresh as he was in the first period.
Well, it just dumps the ball away. Shot clock violation, Calgary. 7:51 remaining. 11-4, Calgary. Portland in the black. And actually, I think Portland took your advice. Did they call a timeout? I think they have.
Yeah.
Eliak walking to the bench. As King, who took a hit earlier, Matt King, is on the bench. He's been on and off the floor.
That hit from Caleb may have done.
Turned the game around?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I'm wondering if he hit his head. I keep watching him, and he's blinking his eyes a lot. I'm just wondering if maybe he may have a concussion.
Well, or certainly the proverbial getting the bell rung. Anyway, Portland on offense. Dawson on top for Miloski. Miloski down low for Powell. He can't find the handle. Back comes Calgary. Quick pass up the floor to Hinman. He can't hold the ball. Now out of the net. He's empty. Eliak is out. Hinman in the open goal, shoots and scores. Well, you know, you got to get the goals, get the extra man on, but down 7 with 7.5 minutes remaining. That's why they called the timeout. That is a long shot gamble. And it didn't pay off as Hinman scores for Calgary.
Here's this
loose ball as Eliak came on, tried to cut him down. And Hinman closed it and scored.
What they try to do in that situation is they pull the goalie, they try to get a set up for a shot, and then one guy comes off and the goalie goes back on. And with being in the fourth quarter, it's a long way for that goalie to run back to the
right. They've got the long bench. Yeah. Calgary on offense with an 8-goal lead. In front for Nolan Hevener. Shot and a quick save by Eliak. This ball scooped up by Portland. Scott Stewart brings it up for Portland. He's into the attacking zone. He tries to run through a check. Over the shoulder shot is high and wide. And Ryan Avery, quick pass up the floor to Devin Ray. Ray in the open floor. Plays it in front of the net to Ratcliffe. Shot and a great save, Eliak. Canada Toth picks up the loose ball. Goes over the shoulder pass to Taylor Ray. In the corner for Lewis Ratcliffe, who plays it up for Caleb Toth. 6:45 remaining. Calgary with a comfortable 8-goal lead. Ranger with the ball. Ranger across the floor to Shatler. Shatler with a move. Stops. 2 defenders come to him. 6 on the shot clock. And the ball's going to turn over.
And Mark, that was Hinman's first goal as a Calgary Roughneck. So it's nice to score your first goal when there's no goalie in the net.
Powell in the corner, spins, plays it in front to Dawson. He tries to shovel it in the goal. Nice save, Ryan Avery. He was right there. Hinman picks up the ball ahead for Ryan McNish. McNish through the center circle for Calgary for Sean Cable. Calgary being bothered by Morgan.
Just doing a lot of ball control now. They're not trying to rush the play. They're using the full 30-second clock.
Ranger with the ball. That's a shot. Oh. Scores! From out high, Scott Ranger rifles the ball in. And Calgary now starting to turn this into a rout.
I'll guarantee you Dallas did not think he was going to shoot that ball. You can see it in his reaction. It was too late to even react to the ball. Went over his right shoulder.
So a hat trick for Ranger tonight. 5'10", 200 pounds. Came over last season from San Jose. And behind the play, we've got a little scrap about to develop. Molesky is going to square off with Brody Merrill. Couple of big heavy hitters. Merrill gets a right in. Now they're at close quarters, bear hugging one another. Merrill absorbs a shot from Molesky. Again, they wrestle one another. Trying to break free is Brody Merrill for Portland. Molesky throws him down. Now the officials come in and break it up. Well, I think you could almost script that one as Portland tried for any kind of life. They're being really outclassed right now, 13-4. Calgary has the lead with 5:40 remaining as Brody Merrill is in the penalty box. First pick in 2005 by the Lumberjacks. Jeff Molesky held his own as well.
Yeah, I think Molesky, when he went to grab Merrill, fell down, and I think he got his head or his nose driven into the carpet. He's probably got a nice carpet burn on the side of his face.
Yuck. There's the scrap. Merrill got a punch in. Molesky holding his own at close quarters. Tried to get a shot in as well. And got a nice one with the right hand. And
Right
that's how
there.
things end. There's Merrill drove him into the turf. I'm sure that hurt. In fact.
Yeah, it's rug burn.
Yeah, no question. I think Molesky, is he in the box or has he gone up the tunnel to the Roughnecks dressing room?
No, he went into the dressing room hard. You can see him in the tunnel. He's kind of wiping his face, and something's wrong here with Troy. think Calgary's getting the extra penalty, or?
Well, no, they have 5 runners each. I'm not sure.
He was screaming at something, and I'm not
sure what that's all about. Anyway, 13-4 Calgary.
Shows you the intensity. He has 5 minutes left. They're up
9.
13-4, yeah, and he's still very intense into this game.
Morgan with the ball. Give it up for Powell, closing in. He shoots. Avery with the save. Doesn't know where it is. It's almost on the goal line as McNish came back to help him out.
That's twice that Avery's made that kind of save. They've tried to go between his legs. He's made the initial save and then sat on the ball.
Jackler for Calgary. Crashley watching him. And up for Miloski. Miloski back for Lewis Ratcliffe. He cradles the ball. Ratcliffe with the ball. There's a whistle away from the play as a player sprawls to the turf. We're going to take a timeout here, a quick break, and back with more Lumberjacks and Roughnecks action on Shaw.
Load the 7 seats with adventurers and hit the road. The 266 horsepower V6 will get you and your toys there. The Nissan Pathfinder. Calgary's best deals are at Fish Creek Nissan, 14750 McLeod Trail South. Shift durable.
The City of Calgary Leisure Center's 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
330 horsepower, all-wheel steering, 330 horsepower, sleek style. Did we mention 330 horsepower? The all-new Infiniti G37 Coupe. Discover it at Hyatt Infiniti in the Calgary Auto Mall.
Did you know you could use your existing home equity to renovate your kitchen or bathroom? Hi, I'm Pablo Jackley, and I can assist you with all your mortgage needs.
Mortgage Intelligence. For details or a free consultation, call 238-3111 or apply online at mymortgageoptions.ca. Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
To call it a sports sedan just doesn't seem to do it justice. This is your ride. The Acura TSX. Hold on tight. Northwest Acura, 125 Crowfoot Way, Northwest.
Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw TV. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks put you right in the action. Join us for all the bone-crushing action of the 2008 season as the Roughnecks fight their way to another Champions Cup. The next game has the Roughnecks traveling to Rochester to face the 2007 East Division champions, the Nighthawks, Saturday, February 16th. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks, only on Shaw.
Well, back at the Pengrove Saddle Dome, the crowd into this game, they've seen an awful lot. 13-4. Mario, very good effort by the Roughnecks.
Yes, and Mark, I'd like to take a moment just to send my condolences to the Crosby family, from Jack Crosby. My son's played out for Jack for the last 3 years, and I got to know the man. He was a very good lacrosse man and a better person. I'd like to give my condolences to the family.
All right. Well, a lot of these players on the floor that are from BC's lower mainland either played for him or against his teams, but undoubtedly knew him from the Burnaby Lacrosse Association. Powell tucks the ball in the net. Just the second goal this half by Portland. It's 13-5. Morgan on the attack. Morgan with a shot knocked down by Avery. And back comes Calgary. McBride absorbs a hit from low, bounces off of that.
Well, I think they went to the well to go between his legs, and he finally let one in there. But it might be too little too late. But we've seen more goals, comebacks in the past with less than 4 minutes. So Calgary can't stop.
Troy Cordingley's called a timeout. He's on the officials about something. During that fight, he was on them about something, and now he's trying to get something squared away. Not precisely sure what's the object of his concern. Calgary's up 13-5 with 4:19 remaining. A obviously like their situation. There's Portland, and they face the very real possibility of falling to 0-3. And in a 16-game season, that's a pretty big hole to dive into. Assuming Calgary hangs on, they move ahead to 2-2.
And we were talking about fatigue earlier. You were mentioning the size of Portland. Their size has got to be getting them really tired now. Some of those big men are probably suffering from fatigue big time.
Should Calgary hang on as they have the ball now? Sean Cable with the ball. Watched by Morgan. Absorbs a hit. Calgary would even their record at home at 1-1. But that's something they've really got to pick up this year if they hope to move ahead in the standings. As a hit from Miloski too far, they bang on the end boards for it. Shot clock violation. Calgary last couple of years has been 4-4 at home. That's okay and not much more.
Yeah, they've really got to make the Saddle Dome something really hard to come in and win, for sure.
Down low for Dawson, lets the shot go low. Steered away by Avery. Portland with the rebound, behind the back pass. On top of the ball is Ryan Powell. He's being ridden by Devin Ray. Powell closes in, a shot knocked down by Avery. Not sure where it is, it's tangled up in his equipment. 3:28 remaining.
I think the other thing that you're talking about winning at home, the crowd in Calgary has really got to get into these games. If you go to places like Colorado, you can hardly hear yourself talk because of the crowd. Calgary's fans just are pretty sophisticated lacrosse people. I think they enjoy watching the game instead of screaming and yelling.
Ratcliffe with a shot knocked away by Elliott. There's a collision in front of the Calgary bench. Miloski can't get his stick on the ball. Goose does. As for Miloski, who's a trailer, he closes in. Miloski across the crease to McDonald. A shot and a save by Avery. Nice save again by Ryan Avery. He really filled out the crease well.
Yeah, you would think they would stop trying to go in between his legs.
Yep. Nice play. See on the replay. 2:37 remaining.
And that was Brad McDonald, who was another former Roughneck.
Ratcliffe with some nifty moves. He has the ball, gets inside, loses his footing, gets back up. Shot clock at 2, turns and fires the ball wide, and the shot clock violation. Ball goes to Portland. Portland Lumberjacks, third season in the league. Seems they like teams in Portland with 2 surnames. Lumberjacks, the Western Hockey League's Winter Hawks, and the NBA's Trailblazers. Don't know why that is. All loose beside the Calgary net. Carnegie picks it up for Calgary, under 2 minutes remaining. Doing a quick pass ahead in transition for Hinman. Hinman's going to stop, go back for Cooling in the center circle. Gives it up for Kelly Hall. All for Calgary being watched by McDonald. Over the shoulder flip pass. Taken by Caleb Toth. Toth with the ball in the corner. Shot clock is at 6. For Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe comes out from the corner. He's going to dance, just dumps the ball and takes the violation. Ball goes to Portland. Running off time with 1:26 remaining.
Never even thought of that Portland 2 surnames thing, but
don't get it. But seems to work for them. Well, actually, by coincidence, the Portland WHL Winterhawks were here last night. They too lost 6-0. Out in front, turnaround shot high over the net. And Calgary back with a rebound, a pass to the open floor. Here's Hebner closing in. He's got a break. Lets her go. He hit the goal post. Big rebound.
Nice play from Hebner. He had to go that side. Portland defender was coming in. There was no way he was going to be able to cut into the middle.
Gray with the ball in the center circle. Penalty coming up to Portland as Morgan was all over him. Calgary sending extra men, or at least power play men on the floor. I think they got too many men on the floor. Yes. Men, yeah. Coach Troy Cordingley is yelling at players who are coming on and off. Avery started to the bench. Then a couple of guys came on, a few more went on, and it's a little confusing. There's Troy saying, come on, guys, it shouldn't be all that tough.
Yeah, he's not happy with that at all.
No. Fortunately, it's not. I mean, it's going to cost them a man, but it's not a situation where it's going to cost them in terms of the outcome of the game. This game is in hand. So 13-5.
Well, I saw Avery running off,
yes.
And then I don't know if they waved him to go back, and the player on the offensive side didn't see him go back and ran off.
So Calgary's penalty will be served by Nolan Hebner for too many men. The Portland Winterhawks losing last night 6-0 here. And the Lumberjacks on their way to losing this game. Portland is lucky. Calgary does not have a National Basketball Association team. Yeah, tough weekend in Oregon.
Sure would.
Beautiful city of Portland. All right, this is all squared away for our final 36 seconds of the game. Well, Nolan Hebner went in the box. Now he's going back to the Calgary bench. Portland's looking on, wondering exactly what's going on here as well. Well, I'm not sure what the hang-up is here. Should Hebner not be in the box or somebody?
I'm not sure. It looks like they're going to have a penalty shot.
Ah, it is a Portland penalty shot. Penalty happening in the last couple of minutes. Too many minutes. Dawson's going to close in on goal. Dawson closes, fires. Avery knocks it down, but it trickles in. Goal by Portland, 13-6. That's what it is. Penalty last couple of minutes. Yeah. Too many men. All right.
Well, Avery played that well. It just snuck him off his pad.
Well, Dawson's a guy I wouldn't want zeroing in on me unimpeded, too. He's a huge presence.
And again, remember, he scored two goals earlier, He scored 2 goals earlier with that overhand shot that he has, and I'm sure Avery was thinking that was coming, and then he had to react to that low shot.
Just a few seconds left, 36.2 seconds to be specific. Calgary will go on the power play here now. There was a penalty. They got this all sorted out. Gillespie for Calgary for Devin Ray.
I'm sure Calgary's just going to be satisfied and not do anything.
Crowd on their feet celebrating Calgary's first home win, second of the season. They're just killing off time in the center of the floor. Able for Devin Ray. He bounces the pass off to Ratcliffe. The shot clock is at 3. He just turns, dumps it into the corner. Portland's Eliak's going to pick the ball up. His long pass up the floor. Going to bounce into the end glass, and there's your ball game.
Well, they're
So say Calgary Roughnecks with a 13-6 win as they surround Ryan Avery, who came on tremendous down the stretch.
Yeah, Avery really came out. This was a celebration for him. This is nice to see.
All right, so that's the situation as far as he is concerned. Ryan Avery accepting congratulations from his teammates as the Calgary Roughnecks knock off Portland 13-6. Stay tuned for more Calgary Roughnecks action on Shaw.
You're watching the McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw.
Need wheels for your car or truck? See our experts at Wheel Pros. Need some Botox for your truck? Dress it up at Truck Accessories. Wheel Pros and Truck Accessories, corner of 41st Avenue and Edmonton Trail Northeast.
The City of Calgary Leisure Centers 2 beautiful facilities that offer fun for the whole family, including water parks, fitness classes, skating arenas, court sports, special events, and more. For more information, call 311 or visit calgary.ca/recreation.
Catch all the hard-hitting action of the National Lacrosse League's Calgary Roughnecks on Shaw TV. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks put you right in the action. Join us for all the bone-crushing action of the 2008 season as the Roughnecks fight their way to another Champions Cup. The next game has the Roughnecks traveling to Rochester to face the 2007 East Division champions, the Nighthawks, Saturday, February 16th. The McDonald's Calgary Roughnecks, only on Shaw. Contemporary Italian cuisine at its finest. Il Gallo Nero, 211 17th Avenue Southeast. Open Sundays.
The all-new Saturn Aura. Take the Saturn Challenge at Hyatt Saturn Saab in the Calgary Auto Mall and see for yourself. People first.
And now a message from the Institute of Better Cash Lending. Remember this number, 818-CASH. 818-CASH will connect you to one of our friendly staff members. They will inform you about what you need to bring with you to get a fast and easy loan. No hidden fees, always fast and friendly.
Looks for a lane, burst towards the goal, shoot, and scores!
13-6, the Calgary Roughnecks defeat the Portland Lumberjacks here at the Pengrove Saddledome tonight. I'm joined by our player of the game, Ryan Avery, who did not expect to start in goal tonight. When were you told that you were going to go in?
Just before last warm-up. We just decided just to go with it.
Steve Dietrich, I guess he was suffering from a little dehydration from playing the night before?
A little bit. He could still win today and done the exact same thing. That's the type of goalie that he is. He's a big game goalie.
How tough is it for a goaltender to step in, in such short notice, not really knowing that you were going to start the game?
Most goalies should come to the game thinking they're going to start every game. That's what Troy told me from day one. Just come ready, even though you're not going to start a lot of games. Just come ready.
How about your performance tonight? 38 saves against this Portland team, a team that was still looking for its first win of the season, but they were pretty desperate. Talk about your performance tonight and how you felt about it.
My performance came from the defense. Our defense let no good shots in there. There were shots from the outside. I could see everything. And they just pressured them all day long. They didn't get any quality shots on us.
Plus, your offense put 13 goals on the board. How nice was that as a goaltender to have a little bit of a cushion going into the fourth quarter, especially?
Oh, that's a great thing for confidence-wise. It makes you a little bit loose and not so much tight, and we can just play our game.
Okay, you got one more game coming up in a couple of weeks against Buffalo here at home. You got a couple of weeks to rest for that one, but what are your thoughts now that you're 2-2? You must be filled with a little more confidence going into that one.
Oh yeah, we believe we should be 4-0 right now. We lost by 1 goal each game. We believe we should be 4-0, so we're going to come out, just do the same effort, and try and go to 3-2.
Thanks, Ryan. Enjoy the time off.
Thanks.
That's Ryan Avery, our player of the game. 38 saves in the win over Portland tonight. Now let's go upstairs with their thoughts to Mark.
All right, well, thank you very much. Certainly Ryan Avery was very central to the game tonight. He was tremendous coming in on short notice, thwarted some of the big shooters of Portland, but I also thought Calgary's big shooters came through, and considering for some of them, second game in 2 nights, and particularly Lewis Ratcliffe, who was leaned on heavily tonight, and his conditioning and his shooting ability shone through.
Yeah, absolutely. Lewis is in great shape, and you can tell just the way he played the whole game. You can see him how he goes after loose balls. He goes from the one side to the other. He tried 2 goals from behind the net. One's no good, and the other one, you can see he did it. He's just, he's a superstar in the league.
No question about it. One of the top scorers. There's showing his prowess, just snapping a shot on goal, and that's why he's one of the top threats in the league, and that's why Troy Cordingley relied on him. But what impressed me about Troy is he rested a lot of the guys. Resting's probably too strong a word, but at least pulled back their time, did some rotating with the forwards. Everybody except for Lewis, who he threw out there in every situation. But, back-to-back nights, you got to play it that way.
Yeah, he did a good job with the bench management, throwing some of the transition guys up at forward to give guys like Caleb and Malowski a rest. Outstanding job of doing that today.
Well, a big weekend. They had to sweep 2 to get right back in the fray, and that's exactly what they did. They get next week off and then have Buffalo coming to town on the 8th. Buffalo, Eastern power we don't see a whole lot of, but obviously a chance to test themselves against one of the top teams out east.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting game. I'm looking forward to that game for sure.
Well, a lot of players with some scores to settle. Of course, Calgary, Buffalo, Philadelphia, big 3-way trade in the offseason. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, they're on the sidelines next week, a bit of a bye week for the Roughnecks. So Buffalo's up next as far as Calgary is concerned. But as far as we're concerned, for Mario Vitari and Barry Strader, I'm Mark Stevens saying so long tonight from Calgary, where the Roughnecks have beaten the Portland Lumberjacks by a score of 13-6. Be sure to catch our next broadcast on Sunday, February 24th, as the Roughnecks host the Colorado Mammoth. From all of us here at Shaw, good night from Calgary.
are provided by Salon Escape. For more information, visit us in person or online at salonescape.ca.
Hello everyone and welcome to the weekend edition of Shaw TV. Many people aren't aware that the second most common cause of cancer death is colon cancer. It's the #1 killer among non-smokers. Thanks to a partnership between the Calgary Health Region, the U of C and the private sector, there's a new facility aimed at making colon cancer less common. Shaw TV reporter Aaron Strait brings us that story.
The opening of the largest colon cancer screening facility in Canada is big news for Calgary's medical community. But the news really hits home for people like Denny Hopp, a colon cancer survivor.
I was diagnosed with colon cancer last March and had surgery. They felt they caught it early. And now it's been just about a year, and I have a few more years of journeying to get further away from that.
And as is the case with most cancers, early detection is the key to beating the disease and making a full recovery. Now with the new Forzani and McPhail Colon Cancer Screening Center up and running, more than double the amount of people will be able to be screened.
We're providing better access for colon cancer screening, and by providing these services in this facility outside of a hospital, we're therefore freeing up hospital space for people with symptomatic gastrointestinal disease who require evaluation. So we're improving access to GI care both for screening and for symptomatic patients out in the community.
Colon cancer differs from most cancers because given the right screening processes, the disease is actually preventable.
Many other screening tests, for example, breast cancer, we're trying to detect cancer early. Colon cancer, we're trying to detect it at a precancerous stage, the polyp. And if we remove that polyp, we're therefore preventing that person from getting cancer. So we're not just trying to detect cancer early to allow better treatment. We're trying to actually prevent from the person from ever getting cancer in the first place.
The significant focus of this new facility will be to increase public awareness and provide medical education programs regarding this type of cancer.
Everybody's at risk for colon cancer. Whether you have a family history of colon cancer or not, whether you have specific diseases or not, everybody's at risk of colon cancer, and therefore everybody should be screened at the appropriate time, which for the average risk person is beginning at age 50.
And hopefully more people will hear and understand that key message, and we will see an increased number of colon cancer survivors telling their stories.
I feel great, and you know, as I said, my 1-year anniversary is coming up, so you want to get to 2 years and 3 years and then 5 years and beyond.
Aaron Strait, Shaw TV in Northwest Calgary.
For information on how you can be screened, the first step is to see your family doctor and discuss your risk factors. For more information on the new center, you can go to colonscreeningcenter.com. Calgary police are on the lookout for some arsonists who recently set fire to houses in a Northwest community. Lisa Wolanski has more info on this week's Crime Stoppers.
On December 9th, in the early morning hours, a neighbor in the northwest community of Evanston awoke to a house fire across the street and immediately called 911.
Approximately 3 blocks away, another house under construction was also set on fire. It was totally engulfed, and with ensuing flame and the exposure to the other 2 houses, it destroyed those 2 also. So probably a total of about $1 million damage.
5 houses in total suffered heat, smoke, and water damage from this criminal act. For families looking to move into their new home, they're going to have to wait months to rebuild what's been lost.
By the time all the paperwork shuffles, the insurance, etc., and then we get to the building, it's you know, minimum 6 to 8 months before they're probably looking at getting into a new home.
Calgary firefighters say the way homes are currently built make a difference in how fast a fire can start and spread.
Well, dealing with new construction material nowadays, and depending on what phase they are within the construction itself, we're talking within minutes. You know, we could have a fire that starts off in a garage and very rapidly moves in throughout the rest of the structure. We will have fires that are accidental by nature, and then all of a sudden we'll have someone that wants to take somebody else's safety into their own hands and put them at risk. So, you know, this is a great initiative by Crime Stoppers that hopefully will catch the person that's going around and starting these fires.
This Northwest community is currently sparsely populated. However, there's only one way in or out of Evanston, and city police are looking to the public for further descriptions of the arsonists.
If people know anyone, acquaintances or whatever, a little bit more interested, that have more interested in fires, maybe collecting clippings, looking at what's being played on the news, etc., just to give us a call and say, hey, this person's a little bit more interested, it's kind of weird, and we can follow that up also.
If homeowners are wondering what they can possibly do to protect themselves from a criminal act like this, members of the fire department have this advice.
Make sure that the surroundings of your home, are well protected. You don't have stuff that's laying around that somebody may want to start on fire. Keep an eye out for your neighbors. Obviously, having neighbors that are protecting each other is going to be a big benefit. And, it all leads into having a smoke detector or any kind of detection thing inside your house. So if a fire does occur, you can get out safely.
Crime Stoppers does pay a cash reward of up to $2,000 for information on these or any unsolved crime, the recovery of stolen property, drugs, or the arrest of any wanted person. Your call is anonymous and completely confidential. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or log on to the Crime Stoppers website at calgarycrimestoppers.org. For Shaw TV, I'm Lisa Wolanski.
With Calgary's former Olympic facilities starting to show their age, Premier Ed Stelmach has announced a major $100 million handout to help bring them up to par. But as Steve Kelly reports, this is only part of a new accord between Alberta and BC.
With a little over 2 years to go until BC enters the history books as only the second ever Canadian venue to host the Winter Olympic Games, Premier Ed Stelmach announced a formal accord between Alberta and the Vancouver Organising Committee for the 2010 Games. As part of this accord, Premier Stelmach has pledged almost $100 million to upgrade Alberta training facilities, one of which is here at the Canmore Nordic Centre.
This has allowed us to put the Nordic Centre back on the international map for both cross-country and biathlon, and it's afforded all kinds of improvements for recreational skiers too.
In total, renovations here at the Nordic Centre alone cost $25.6 million, which, according to David Cascard, the VP of the Vancouver Organising Committee for the 2010 Games, is money well spent.
It's a partnership that's aimed at 2010 and aimed at the Games because that's the impetus for making it all happen. But the benefits will go on for years, just as the Calgary 1988 Olympics have continued to help. And so much of that has led to the fact that the preponderance of Canadian athletes in winter sports train in the Calgary area.
But this accord goes further than just injecting cash into Calgary's aging Olympic facilities. It also makes available expertise. Remember that although the 2010 Games may be taking place in BC, so far Calgary is the only ever Canadian city to host a Winter Olympic Games. And that expertise is proving priceless to our Western neighbours.
Alberta has quite a few volunteers who are quite expert in the sport areas, and we're going to need, in Whistler in particular, an awful lot of technically trained volunteers who will help out in the running of the games.
As somebody with the experience that's done them, there's been a lot of interaction with our province and theirs as they've looked for advice and expertise and help. And a lot of people actually, frankly, have been asked to assist as ambassadors from this province, as well as been hired in order to help them put their games on.
One thing is for certain, sporting events such as the World Cup Cross Country, which is taking place here at the Nordic Centre over the next few days, attract a worldwide audience of millions. The Winter Olympic Games, even more so. And that kind of publicity, when combined with top talents of world-class Canadian athletes such as Sarah Renner, is arguably priceless.
For many people, pets are a very important part of the family. In this next story, Shaw TV's Lisa Wolanski takes us inside the Care Centre Animal Hospital and shows us what they're doing for injured or sick pets.
This is a 12-year-old spayed female lab mix who presented on Sunday for pyometra, had surgery on Monday, is doing well, and yesterday we talked about she wasn't eating very well and she vomited, but that seems to have resolved. She's bright.
It's 28,000 square feet dedicated to saving lives. The 24-hour Care Centre Animal Hospital is an emergency specialized medicine referral facility. Run by a number of specialists and an on-call emergency team, the center offers everything from radiology, ultrasound, and cardiology to cancer therapy, and not to mention operation of an on-site CT scanner.
Everything from hip replacements to fancy knee surgeries to major cancer surgeries. We have an internal medicine department, an internal medicine specialist, and a resident. They handle all sorts of major medical problems.
The care center is unique in that it was designed especially for a fully functional animal hospital, with clean air filtration, oxygen lines to kennels, and non-slip flooring for the animals. Dr. Dave Eisenbart heads the emergency team at the animal hospital.
We see all sorts of, a lot of trauma patients, wounds, hit by cars, falls, that sort of thing, fractures. We deal with a lot of toxicities, pets getting into things, especially dogs, getting into medications, chemicals, chocolate, anything that might be toxic. You know, dogs getting into things, fish hooks, foreign bodies, swallowing just about anything you can imagine.
Besides the emergency side of things, appointments are made through referrals only. The center also converted a former EMS ambulance into a pet transfer vehicle, complete with oxygen, EKG, stretcher, and cages.
So if a hospital has a very, very sick animal and needs it transported here, or when we take animals to an MRI center to have an MRI done, we transport it there so that they can get their extended health care in the vehicle while they're on their way there and while they're on their way back.
And for Dr. Eisenbart, he goes home every day knowing that he's making a difference.
It's very rewarding, and you know, I can't imagine doing anything else, really. I love it.
Lisa Wolanski, Shaw TV, Calgary.
For more information about the Care Centre, you can log on to the website cvet.com.
The City of Calgary Assessment, keeping Calgarians in the know, informing Calgarians about the assessment process and how it relates to your taxes.
January is a big time of year in Calgary for businesses and for property owners, be it residential or non-residential. City assessments are mailed out in January.
The most important thing for a Calgary property owner to do when they receive their assessment notice and they open it and look at it is take a look at that market value number that is displayed in large bold figures on the assessment notice and ask themselves the question, is that the right market value for my property had I sold my property on July 1, 2007, which is the year prior to the tax year?
This is what the assessment notice looks like for home or condo owners. Your name and address is on it, and the market value of your property is the big, bold number. Now, this is not a tax bill. The market value assessment is what your property would likely have sold for on July 1st last summer, 2007, and it's based on the condition of the property as of December 31st. The assessed value is used as the basis for how much property tax you pay. As a general trend, residential properties in Calgary's northeast experienced the largest market value increase compared to last year. The median assessment for a residential home in the city sits at about $447,000 for a condo, $291,000. You have until the 4th of February to make sure that your assessment is correct.
The assessment review period takes place from January 4th, 2008 to February 4th, 2008. And during that period, that is the time that property owners have to really take a good look at that market value and ensure that they have a good understanding and are assured that it does reflect the market value of their property as of July 1, 2007. During the assessment review period, the assessment business unit is open for questions that the property owner may have.
The assessments are multiplied by a tax rate set by the mayor and the rest of City Council. The City of Calgary uses a revenue-neutral system. Revenue-neutral makes sure the city doesn't take advantage of rising property values to collect more tax. The actual amount of taxes collected is determined by City Council each and every year.
On January 4th, the assessment notice for property or business that they receive is not a tax bill. It is an assessment notice with, for property, an amount on there which is the market value estimate for their property as of July 1, 2007. And this market value for their property is the market value on which their property taxes will be based. But it is at this time of year an assessment notice only, not a tax bill.
All in all, 413,000 property assessment notices are being mailed out. $14,000 more than last year. Calgary's assessment base is now worth $240 billion. If you have any questions about your assessment, log on to the city's website at calgary.ca/assessment, or you can call 268-2888. For Shaw TV, I'm Ted Henley.
The City of Calgary Assessment, keeping Calgarians in the know, informing Calgarians about the assessment process and how it relates to your taxes.
Cars, cash, and dream homes are just a few of the prizes up for grabs as part of the Stars Charity Lottery. As Steve Kelly reports, it represents a vital fundraiser for the air ambulance service.
It's big, it's red, and since 1985 it's provided frontline support for all Calgary's emergency services. This is the Shock Trauma Air Rescue Society, perhaps better known as STARS. Since its inception, this life-saving service has flown over 15,000 missions. But with operation costs soaring almost as high as the STARS helicopters themselves, funding is critical, which is why this year's STARS are looking to raise $8.8 million with their annual lottery.
Well, the lottery each year is a very significant contributor to our community support. About 70% of our overall support comes from community involvement, and the lottery contributes close to 50% of that. So it's a very significant event every year for us.
According to STARS, in 2006, the rescue helicopters were involved in over 1,100 missions, a figure STARS say could be set to take off as Alberta continues to grow.
Well, 2008 is a year in which the population of the province is growing by the influx of many needed workers, and also, of course, the population is aging, which is creating a very significant